government applied to the Bank of Ghana for the requisite banking license to enable the bank commence operations. Mr. Speaker, in fulfillment of the capital requirement for licensing, the Ministry of Finance has deposited an amount of 400 million Ghana cedis into an account with the Bank of Ghana as the initial capital for the Women's Development Bank. Mr. Speaker, the Women's Development Bank is expected to commence full operations before the end of this year.
Dr. Kasiel Atuforsen, during the media budget review, however, reaffirmed government's commitment to fiscal discipline.
Now, meanwhile, Executive Director of the Africa Sustainable Energy Center, Engineer Justice Ohene Akoto, has expressed disappointment over the lack of key announcements in Ghana's 2026 media budget review. Speaking after the presentation, he was worried that nothing was said about fuel pricing and, more importantly, about a review of levies affecting fuel prices.
The Executive Director of the Africa Sustainable Energy Center, Engineer Justice Ohene Akoto, noted that one major concern is the Dumso levy, which he had expected to be addressed.
We were expecting to hear that is also going to be part of the levies that has been taken out. I mean, the government mentioned after the question that there's going to be a review after some time. It was quite unfortunate that we didn't hear anything on that. That would have reduced the amount that we buy fuel, at the pump. So that was one. And then, in Ghana, anything that is attached to, fuel automatically attached to goods and services. So, if we had that levy removed, that would have been a cushion.
The Executive Director of the Africa Sustainable Energy Center, however, welcomed government announcement of a new 1,200 megawatt power plant in the 2026 media budget review.
The government talking about the 1,200 megawatts plant that is coming on board. That is really good. At least it's going to, increase our total capacity as we have in Ghana. Now we see that the peak load is gradually meeting up with the capacity that we have. So that is going to give us a number of spinning reserves. But then one thing we didn't hear has to do with renewable energy integration. We are undermining climate change.
You heard the voice of the Executive Director of the Africa Sustainable Energy Center, Engineer Justice Ohene Akoto, ending that report. Now, still on the energy sector, the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, says affordable and reliable energy is critical to strategic industrialization in Ghana. Speaking at an industry forum, AGI President Pharmacist Kofi Nsia-Poku said government and regulators to prioritize industrial protection in tariff settings to ensure Ghana's manufacturing sector can scale and create more jobs.
Strategic industrialization is the availability of affordable and reliable energy. Recognizing this, the AGI has remained steadfast in advocating for competitive electricity tariff regime that supports industrial production rather than constrains it. Through sustained engagement with the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition and the other key stakeholders, AGI is championing a tariff regime that reflects the realities of manufacturing and preserves the competitiveness of Ghanaian industries. As industries pursue growth, quality must remain at the center of everything we do.
So that was AGI President Pharmacist Kofi Nsia-Poku speaking there. Away from that, government of Ghana is back on the domestic market this week, seeking to raise 9.492 billion cedis across all three tenors following the presentation of the mid-year budget review. Today's borrowings cover the 91-day, 182-day, and 364-day treasury bills. This report has more.
Market watchers say the amount reflects government's continued reliance on short-term domestic financing to manage cash flow and roll over maturing obligations. The auction comes at a time when investor appetite for government paper has remained strong. The Treasury has recorded 4 consecutive oversubscription in previous weeks, and officials will now be hoping to secure a 5th straight oversubscription. analysts attribute the sustained demand to relative high yields and improved investor confidence following the mid-year budget review, which outlined government's fiscal consolidation plans. The Finance Ministry has not signaled any change in its borrowing strategy, maintaining its focus on domestic resource as it works to stabilize the economy and reduce external pressures. Results of the auction will give a clear indication of market sentiment heading into the second half of the year.
And that was a 3 Business News Desk report. And on that note, let's bring you updates now from the currency and the commodities market.
On the interbank foreign exchange market, where banks trade amongst themselves, the dollar is selling at 11 cedis 63 pesos. It gained 3 pesos. The British pound is selling at 15 cedis 50 pesos. It lost 2 pesos. The euro is selling at 13 cedis 24 pesos. It also recorded no change. However, be guided that these figures could be higher at a forex bureau name. On the global commodities market, Brent crude is trading at $100.34 per barrel. Gold is trading at $4,049.90 per ounce, down by $80.35. Cocoa is trading at $5,301 per ton, down by $27.
And those were updates from the currency and the commodities market, bringing an end to the business news on Sunrise. For more stories, please check out our website, s3news.com/business. I am Michael Obodu. Thank you for tuning in. As always, please stay safe.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the 2 leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the 2 leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names.
Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego.
We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari. Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonado!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonado!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonado!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonado!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the head
on the 3FM Sunrise. We're coming to you live from our studios here on the John Hammond Street. Always a pleasure, always a delight to come your way with yet another exciting edition of the 3FM Sunrise here on 3FM 92.7. We're also live on Kesmi 107.1 FM. Live on Facebook, our handle 3FM927. Same handles on YouTube. As always, you can send us a message via our Facebook handles where the stream is on 3FM927, as well as on YouTube. Where all of this is streaming. Alternative message 053-220-0927 053-220-0927. On the show. Let's get into a bit more in terms of inspiration this morning. And this week, I've been trying to share one simple message, right? That wisdom isn't about accumulating more information. It's about learning how to see. There's a difference between looking and seeing. Most people can look. Seeing is much rarer, right? Two people can witness the same disappointment, yet one sees the end. The other sees a beginning that has not yet revealed itself. Two people can experience the same criticism. One hears rejection, the other hears an invitation to grow. Two people can walk through the same ordinary day. One sees routine, the other notices grace hidden in familiar places. The difference is not eyesight, it is perception. That is why wisdom has never been about knowing the most. It has always been about seeing differently. Throughout this week, we've questioned our thoughts, our urgency, our first impressions, and our need for immediate answers. Not because those things are unimportant, but because they quietly influence the way we see the world. And how we see the world often becomes the way we live in it. There's a moment in the gospel when Jesus heals a blind man in two stages. After the first stage, the first touch, the man says something unusual. I see people. They look like trees walking around. His sight had returned, but his perception was still incomplete. After only the second touch did he see clearly. That story isn't about physical sight. It is also about human conditioning. Many of us are seeing, but not yet clearly. We rush to conclusions, we believe every thought, we confuse noise with importance, and we demand answers before understanding. And little by little, our vision of life becomes distorted. Wisdom, like I've told you, it's not the ability to see more. It is a willingness to see more and more clearly. And so before this week comes to an end, let us continue to ask ourselves this question. What if the greatest change I need is not a change in my circumstances, but a change in the way I see them? Because a changed perspective does not alter reality. It changes the person who must live within it. And sometimes that changes everything. May we continue to have a fruitful morning and a thoughtful Friday. And may the good Lord grant all of us clearer eyes for the life we've already been given. Let's get an update quickly as well from the Ghana Meteorological Agency, who amongst many things say that today no slight rains, right? A number of us are yet to experience slight rains. They say mist and cloudy conditions will greet many southern communities this morning, with a few spots likely to see slight rain or drizzle. Part of the transition belt may experience thunderstorms with rain, while northern Ghana has the potential for evening thunderstorms. Just quick update in terms of the weather, a bit more, and then we get into the newspaper review segment for you here on the show. Studio with me, Patrice. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am fantastic.
It's a beautiful Friday.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to great things ahead.
Absolutely. Mostly Fridays are the last day. Friday is the last day of the week, right? And so people are looking forward eagerly to the weekend. And sometimes there's a temptation to get through things as quickly as possible so that you can get enough in terms of a weekend's rest and all of that. But I mean, I'm looking forward to today. Today we begin to get into a bit more in terms of that mid-year budget review by the finance minister yesterday and all of that. And so it's still a good day to be fruitful, a good day to be useful, and most certainly we're looking forward to today as well.
Awesome.
A number of things, I think big on the agenda and the calendar will be the mid-year budget statement by the finance minister. I suspect a number of the papers will already have it on their front pages as well. Did you listen to the minister yesterday?
No, I did not.
Why was that?
Because, so let me just read something on the front page of one of the newspapers that says, 2026 media budget review. This is coming from the Ghanaian Point. Ghana is working again, majority leader. That is Mahama Ayariga. And then, in contrast, uninspiring and empty promises. Apenyo Makin reacts to 2026 budget media review. So that is it. The moment you introduce politics into all these things, it gives you both different sides of the coin. But listening to it, sometimes he's just reading. He's reading out and not explaining everything. So you need to take the text after he's read it, and then you would go through it step by step to see whether or not whatever was said before is what is being read out now or being corrected, or any additions that have been made to it. So my interest is not in reading it. My interest is knowing that our roads are in good shape. Our transport system is efficient enough to support the citizenry. We have proper spatial planning in this country, and our assemblies are working enough to ensure that there's peace and tranquility between and among residents.
if you listen to him, you know you get a bit more in terms of assembly persons, because he says all district assembly common fund has been released promptly. First and second quarter have all been released, and so that should be impetus to go, and then you go and get a bit more.
The point is,
from your assembly.
try reaching out to a few MCs or DCs, and they'll tell you no, it's not true. My point is that I don't like talk.
No, wait. You said the DCs and MCs say
they can tell you it is not true.
Oh no. The minister will not come and stand in front of Parliament and say he's not current.
All right, okay. So let me just refer you. Not too long ago, there was a rift between the same finance minister and the Minister of Agriculture. True or yes?
Yes.
Over payment. That's the thing. One says I have released payment, the other says I have not received it. So that is why I'm saying that whatever has been said needs to be critically examined as to whether on ground it really is what has been.
Oh, absolutely.
stated. Exactly.
I will not speak to suggest that we don't. That's one of the many things we are going to do.
Yeah, my brother. If you woke up one morning and you realize that untarred road, that terrible road in front of your house, or that leads all the way to your workplace, is being worked on rapidly with all aggressiveness by contractors, wouldn't you be excited about it? Wouldn't you be happy about it?
But you are a beneficiary of such Tema motorway.
Don't even sink my mood this morning.
You are a beneficiary of ongoing
what?
Big push initiative.
Ongoing what? On the motorway?
Are you not experiencing construction work on the motorway?
Well, I had a certain what's the name engineer called Bimpong claiming that the motorway was 48% complete. Really? Unless technically there's 48% that I don't know, not physically what I see with my eyes and what I drive on every day.
The technicians and engineers will know what 48%.
48% means.
48% could constitute a lot of the major drains and which are being constructed underneath the road.
Yeah.
Which could prove like some of the most difficult part of construction.
So that means 48% of the motorway.
No, I'm just making an argument that once they've been able to complete all of that, they believe granite and all of that laying.
Construction work on the motorway is so poor, and I'll stand by it and tell you it is so poor. So even yesterday, I did a recording of a road, the old Aplau Road, and the reason I say so is that, look, directional signs on a road network that is being reconstructed is very essential and significant. It saves lives and it makes life easier for motorists. You see nothing of that sort on the Tema Accra motorway that is being reconstructed, and you tell me that you are 48% done. 48% done with what? Just randomly call 10 people who have used the motorway this morning to ask them the quality of air that they were exposed to driving from Tema to Accra. Still, they wait till afternoon time before they water some parts of the road, which is not good. I keep telling you that the electric or electronic signs that are supposed to be on the road directing people are still not in place. Personnel who are supposed to be wearing luminous attire directing people on the road are not there. There is nothing on this road that tells me that construction is seriously going on. The only thing you see is that there are people working in pouches on various parts of the road. I am not saying nothing is going on. Please understand me. I am saying that the technicalities that are being used or deployed in working on the Accra Tema motorway is not inspiring enough to let anybody believe that some good work is going on. And my point is that who is monitoring this work such that after it is done, number one, we acknowledge that this has been professionally executed, unlike the Community 18 Boteman Road to School Junction. It was scooped off like 500 times. Anytime it was done, they had to scoop off the surface, resurface, scoop it off, resurface. So many times. What is the problem? We have had contractors do great jobs in this country. So why is it that at this point in time we are deploying certain contractors who are not contractors to do these works? What do I mean by that? Contractors are people who have a certain affiliation towards a political party or a leader in political office. They are given the contract and they sublet to others. So in their minds, what are they? They are just businessmen who have been able to make their ways or make inroads into what's the name, quarters of authority. So they don't even understand what the person to whom they have sublet the contract to is doing. Meanwhile, people have done work and have done work, great work for us. CP, one of them. The Japanese company that constructed, what's the name, the Tamamoto roundabout. There are a few companies that have done so good. Look, my point is this. If the local contractors are not up to scratch, we should not rush and say, let us give everything to the local contractors. I told you the last time, I went online to check. The Chinese are the best contractors when it comes to road now.
So we should not build capacity.
Oh, NASPA on my mind. NASPA on my mind.
We should not build capacity.
Let them build it in the way that they have to. So we start from somewhere.
What is the way?
You don't give them a highway like that to construct.
Like Tamamoto way?
No, you don't. Give it to a local contract. I don't believe in that. You see, the point is that what phone are you using? The phone that you're using wasn't manufactured by a Ghanaian. But the point is that so long as it's been manufactured and it is good, you're using it. If somebody outside is a better manager than a local person, let's not force to have somebody to run it. So our airlines.
Here's the question I'm going to ask.
Yes, sir.
Do you know the timelines by which the motorway project is to be completed?
No, I don't. I read something in, I think it's going to be ending around 2027, 2028.
The reason why I ask is, if we know the timeline, we can know whether the progress of work is meeting standard. Because if for nothing at all, I know the Roads and Highways Minister, right?
Yes, sir.
Someone was telling me he lives around Tema somewhere, right? Someone was telling me he lives around Tema. He will traverse that road a few times, but even scratch that, right? Scratch where he lives and all of that.
Right.
There are working timelines. If it's 50% or if it's supposed to be completed by 2027.
Yes.
And there are delays in meeting project-specific timelines. We've seen the minister go round and round and round a number of places. That would have come up. That would have come up that this particular contractor is not meeting the timelines we've given them. Right? I'm only saying that, I mean, for criticism, you can criticize, but I am always one individual who say, even in the criticism, right?
Yes, sir.
Where is the patience? And I don't say be patient in a vacuum. I mean, on this platform, we continue to insist that what are the road? For every construction, anywhere that is happening, don't leave it for the dust to take over the entire.
What are the road?
What are the road consistently?
Smoothing where you have created a diversion, smoothing the place.
Absolutely.
Don't leave it ragged like that because it is cars that are passing.
Absolutely. Yes. Smoothing the road, water it.
Yes. Put proper directional signs.
Directional signs.
Great.
Let those be there to ease the difficulty of the human.
Thank you.
But for the persons who are going through the motorway, you have to endure.
Oh yes, we have to endure. No two ways about it.
I'm making the point. You have to endure because it will go through that rough patch before it gets better. Unfortunately, we are not at a place where we can say construction will be done in overnight. And I mean, elsewhere we've seen videos of overnight machinery moved and all of that.
In the US, that is what happens.
And all of that, right? Perhaps we're not there yet. I mean,
says who? Give it to a foreign company and tell it to work like they work in Germany, like they work in Japan, like they work in China.
Then when will you build capacity?
Let them start constructing the inner roads and let them do it well.
Inner roads are not up for a conversation in terms of big push, right? And by big, not all of it is local contractors.
They don't need to be a part.
The
Local
point I'm
contractors
making
do
is
not
that
need to be a part of it. I hear there's a contractor in Takrady who's quite solid, but I'm yet to see what he's done.
The point I'm making is that
yes, sir.
We can argue for a very long time that the foreigner and a number of them. I mean, if we can mention names, but I'm not going to mention names.
When you mention names in terms of what, like who has not done well?
No, not who has done well, who has not done well. I mean, some of the foreign contractors who've come to do work in this country before.
Yes.
I mean, when you are going to, you see,
they were construction pioneers. That CP.
You see
the ones that did some roads in the
Volta region. You see Queros Galvao.
Yeah, Queros Galvao. They did the.
You see them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They have not left the jurisdiction. They still get work to do. But I ask myself,
yes,
when will you build capacity?
Don't build capacity by doing trial. What we call trial luck. Don't do that. Don't.
Unless
a road network. A road network.
I don't. The reason why I'm interjecting strongly is that until we see all of the contracts handed out to Ghanaians, see the progress of work, and see that the Ghanaians are not performing, we can't carte blanche say the Ghanaian contractors should not be given contracts to deliver, because they are Ghanaian contractors who are doing good work.
Such as?
You understand?
Such as?
I mean, there are Ghanaian contractors who have received big push contracts, and they are doing their work. You understand? That is why when I asked a question that, for me here, perhaps I'm just going to go into the Roads and Highways Ministry, and then we'll get all the details that we need there. But we can't sit and say
this is Ghanaian where the problem
contractors.
Comes. Let me relax your muscle this morning. So I asked my intelligent friend.
My muscle needs to be relaxed because my neck hurts.
I'm asking my intelligent friend, how long does it take for a 20-kilometer highway to be completed? It says 18 months to 4 years plus. It depends on factors. So a 20-kilometer highway isn't just paving 20 kilometers. It's land, design, drainage, bridges, utilities, etc. Accra-Tema motorway is just extension of some of these things that have already been established back in the 1960s. So if it's a 2-lane single carriage highway, it's 18 to 24 months. If it's a 4-lane dual carriage, flat terrain that has been constructed from scratch, it's 2 to 3 years. If it's a 4-lane with bridges, interchanges, and urban movement, it's 3 to 5 years. If it's mountainous, rocky, wetland, it is 4 to 6 years. So my point is that Accra-Tema motorway, what is it? Is it a wetland? It is not a wetland. Is it a rocky road? It is not a rocky road. Has it got bridges? No, we are not putting bridges. We are not putting flyovers. We are not putting interchanges. They are not there. No. Bridge. No. What bridges are you talking about? Footbridge? Yes. Oh no, not footbridge is very easy. We are not talking about footbridge. We are talking about proper bridges over rivers. That's what we're talking about. Yes. So that is not it. So which country constructs roads best? And it says countries that are consistently ranked best for road quality and construction. Germany, number 1. Japan, number 2. Switzerland, number 3. Singapore, number 4. And then top quality for speed and scale. China, number 1. And it says China builds highways faster than anyone in the world. 20 kilometers can be done in 6 to 12 months. 6 to 12 months. That's what China can. They have the world's largest highway network. That is 180,000 plus kilometers. They use prefab bridges. 247 construction. That is construction morning, noon, and night. Quality varies, but top expressways are excellent. That is what I'm telling you. So this 20-kilometer highway, if it were given to a Chinese company, and here is a Chinese company that is handling it anyways. But this is what my intelligent friend is telling me that China has got speed and scale, and in 6 to 12 months they would have completed this 20-kilometer road, and it's going to be of top quality.
I'm on the Ministry of Roads and Highways website, right?
Please,
of all of the.
Please, with all due respect,
big push
top in Africa. You're talking about local content. No, top in Africa.
Big push.
Top in Africa.
Right.
Number 1, Morocco. Number 2, South Africa. Number 3, Rwanda. And it goes on and on. There is no Ghana here. There is no Ghana here. There is no Ghana. And I've done top 20 countries that construct roads with local influence. It's Singapore number 1, Netherlands number 2, Switzerland number 3, Germany number 4, Japan number 5, United Arab Emirates number 6, Hong Kong 7, South Korea 8, Finland 9, Austria 10, France 11, United States 12, Denmark, Canada, China, Spain, Portugal, Austria. It goes on and on. There's no Ghana there. What I'm saying is that I am not averse to we empowering our local contractors to get into the construction work, but we need to start them off from a base where it's not going to worry and vary the integrity of road users.
I will always disagree with you on
this.
Yes,
no, you can't give a highway. What you're saying means that, for example, you can pick a coach because the person is a coach at Cape Coast UD Park to come and coach the Black Stars.
You know why I'll continue to disagree with you?
Disagree with me?
Because your submission is conclusive that these contractors have not been doing the small roads and have grown into the business and are today receiving these contracts.
I gave you a typical example.
We can argue about a number of companies which could spring up every now and then, right? But so I go to the big push, right?
Great.
So in the Hafo region, there's upgrading of Bediako Junction to come 15 to Seshi Adabo Chrome, 55 kilometers. That's lot 1. Is going to the Lovely Company Limited. I suspect that will be a Ghanaian company. Upgrading of Bediako Junction, come 15 Seshi Adabo Chrome, lot 2. That is 9 kilometers. Kingsford Construction Limited. In the Ashanti region, construction of Kumasi Outer Ring Project, Arab Contractors. Construction of Kumasi Outer, Arab Contractors. So it looks like the Outer Ring Road, Arab Contractors has all 3 lots.
Yes.
In Sunyai, construction of Sunyai Outer Ring Road, 17 kilometers. Kofi Job Company Limited. Award dates 24th November 2025. There is no completion date here. Construction of Sunyai Outer Ring Road, lots 1. That's also Kofi Job. Rehabilitation of Techiman and Konsia Winchi, 32.6 kilometers. Volta Impex. Rehabilitation of Winchi Solar Road, 25 kilometers. I think that's lot 2, right? Seaway Ghana Engineering. I'm seeing M&A Constant Company. I'm seeing Manab Company Limited, all receiving different road contracts. Eastern Volta, rehabilitation of Atimpoku Asikuma Junction, 17.5 kilometers. Usuya Ghana Limited. Rehabilitation of Temaflao Road, 17.3 kilometers. Is by Fair Sky. Fair Sky Limited.
Fair Sky.
Yes.
There are question marks there. We'll get there.
Fair Sky. It's a
Ghanaian company. Yes. There are question marks on the quality of roads they have produced in Ghana. We're working on getting some information and we'll put it all out there for you to understand.
The quality of roads.
Quality of roads, yes. Quality of roads that Fair Sky has put out there. So these are questionable construction companies that we're working on. We're seeking a lot more information on that.
I'm not. You see, once you haven't got information, I'm not sure you can say there are questionable roads.
No, I have information, but we need to make it an official one. We just need to know all the roads,
and
because there are some roads I can mention to you.
If you go onto the Ministry of Roads and Highways website,
Fair Sky has constructed a lot of roads in the Volta region. Ask those in the Volta region whether the roads are good.
There are updates as to progress of work, right? And This was April. I think it needs to be updated. We're in July.
Yes.
We're in July. Rehabilitation. So a number of the road projects are captured here. And they are Ghanaian contractors as well. By all means, let us insist on quality work. But by all means as well, we cannot cut blind say that they should go and be doing inner city roads.
But First Sky, that's all First Sky does. Cocoa roads and some urban roads. And they claim it's growing fast. Growing fast in terms of what?
You see, I want us to speak to conclusive facts.
Absolutely. So I am telling you that even in Ghana, the companies that are leading construction companies, hold on.
If
they are China, that is a China Harbour Engineering Company. They are China.
Nobody is disputing.
Sino Hydro, China. Shimizu Dai Nippon, JV, Japan. Maripoma is the first one. It's Ghana, Italy collaboration. They built the Sofo line. Queiroz Galvao from Brazil. Grupo FCC, Spain. Is it what? This is French. Bouger or something. Bouger means move, but Bouygues. Airport City Roads. That is from France. Even the top Ghanaian ones are Rannoch and Maripoma Enterprise. So there's a foreign in the WBHO Ghana, West African Building and Civil Engineering, not Ghana. South African owned, but operates in Ghana. PW Ghana, Preforce Contractors. No, Contractura. So it tells you, Constructora, PW Ghana, Preforce and they are the one, they did parts of Akatima motorway and airport roads. First Sky now comes in here and they say doing cocoa roads and some urban roads. Check if all those cocoa roads are good roads. Queiroz Galvao, they are Brazilian, long presence here in Ghana. They are strong in asphalt. China State Construction, Chinese but with local subsidiaries doing lots of work. That is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. I am not saying that Ghanaian contractors are not good.
No, that's what you are suggesting.
No. That's not what I'm suggesting.
That's what you are suggesting.
I am saying that per the experience that we have seen, what we have seen and driven over. I have told you, crossroads, T-junctions, U-turns, check all of them. Any Ghanaian, so one Ghanaian, I don't know, I think, what is his name? I've forgotten his name. He was so fast and used serious technical advancement to start doing his runabouts and U-turns and crossroads. He started using pavement blocks. And if you haven't realized, what's the name? Phil, you drive. I say any runabout, T-junction, crossroads, U-turn, we have potholes all over the place.
And all of those roads were constructed by Ghana. Let's get into the papers. I'm sure we'll get a bit more.
Yes, I'm not downplaying. People are doing well, but if you haven't risen up to the standard, don't give them that contract. Otherwise, we'll go back and forth.
No, as for a company not being, I mean, you must demonstrate competence in terms of work. But to suggest that
they are not up to scratch. That's what I'm telling you.
Ghanaian companies are not up to scratch. I will completely disagree.
I'm just giving you
because I will even argue building competence. You see, the problem we have is inspection or supervision. Right, the word I'm looking for is supervision. Supervision to ensure whether it's an international company, whether it's a local company, they are doing good enough work.
Open phone lines and let people tell you their experiences.
Because that's why when I started, I said I'm not going to mention names because the minister has been on a tour across this country, and the international construction companies you are vouching for, he is complaining they are not doing the work. That's why I'm saying that.
Which companies are those? The one I remember that vividly comes to mind is it Black Oak? Black Oak was giving Black Oak.
I don't remember the minister mentioning Black Oak.
It was Black Oak.
But there are a number of companies. That's why I keep saying that some of them.
The minister mentioned Black Oak, and I spoke to Black Oak directly.
Some of them I cannot mention, right? But Ghanaian companies, I'm sorry, but I would disagree with you strongly.
Please do.
I would disagree with you.
Call anybody who has ever applied.
Particularly
Listen to me.
Some of the companies, because they are doing very good work.
I am telling you that anybody who lives at Boteman or
particularly
Tema and has used the Boteman School Junction Road, ask them the number of times that road has been scooped.
Right. Here, look, and here's the roads minister.
Black Oak was given mobilization to go onto the. He never worked. He was given
which
Black
company
Oak.
is this?
Black Oak. That's what I'm talking about. A contract was given to him at the what's the name? That's the Ashama roundabout, Old Aflao Road, the Bediaku Road from what's the name, Pumbaria, and the contract has been taken away from him.
Absolutely,
that's a Ghanaian company.
Once that speaks directly to what I'm talking about. Once the person doesn't exhibit the requisite competence or fails to carry out the project, the contract has been taken away from them. And I'm telling you that there are international companies who are on our roads as we speak, who are not meeting timelines. And the minister says they will take contracts away from them, not Ghanaian companies. That's what I'm saying, that supervision.
Meeting timelines are different from quality of the road.
No. And
meeting timelines are different.
Even with respect to quality of roads.
Yes.
I can attest to Ghanaian contractors doing good enough work. The Volta region you mentioned,
yes,
and Fair Sky, some of the roads were constructed by Fair Sky, who has done good work.
Have you checked the Pando Road? Have you checked the Pando Road?
So
have you checked the Pando Road?
When was that road awarded?
Have you checked? It's been constructed and it's going bad. I am telling you that we have made formal requests.
When was that road constructed?
You don't want to allow me.
No, I'm saying that
we have made the formal requests
until there is concrete,
no problems,
evidence,
doubting Thomas
of
you would see
Ghanaian contractors failing to meet quality standards. No, I will disagree with because I'm not going to suggest by any means that there might not be concerns about work done, but I'm saying that these are reputations as well. Until we have it confirmed, I will believe in and I will believe in building competence, because the big names we will mention in 15, 20 years to come, if they do good enough work, that's why I have a problem, right, as to companies, right, who enjoy monopoly to a certain level, not being able to expand and grow the industry they are in. I always have a problem with that.
Now I believe you are not listening to me.
You understand?
Now I believe you are not listening to me. I did not say let us not grow local industries or local construction companies. I said let us start them off from somewhere.
And I asked the question that what makes you think that the companies which are receiving the contracts today have not proven competence in inner roads before they are receiving the contract?
They have not.
You can't make such a conclusive statement.
But I have told you, I've mentioned roads to you. Who constructed the Pumbaria to Michel Camp?
You understand?
And Afute Agbo. Hold on. And Afute Agbo. I am mentioning, you see, the problem you are having is that you are not mentioning names. I am mentioning names, mentioning roads, mentioning contractors.
Right.
So it is not that I am joking. I am mentioning names. And Afute Agbo, who constructed the road from Pumbaria to Michel Camp.
I have to present the details.
I have mentioned the Pando Road to you that was constructed by Fair Sky. Go and check the road. Among other, I've mentioned names. I've mentioned locations. I've mentioned the Boteman, the 18 junction, Boteman Road, to the, what's the name? School Junction. It has been scooped up so many times. And as we speak now, last 2 weeks, I counted 38 spots. Potential spots where I am telling you.
You counted 38 spots?
Yes. When I reach out like 1, 2, 3, look at this place, 4. Look, when the rains come in 1, 2, 3, God laughs us. The moment the rains come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, that is all. You are talking local construction. You use that road from, what's the name of that place? Wager. Coming all the way through Dansoman Junction to Kaneshi.
That's Codjoe's.
Yes, that's good. That area. How come we are not able to work on that part of the road? How come? And cars would have to join the other lane, the oncoming vehicles lane, and be moving.
I've not been there in a while.
They have not reached there. Right. All they do is that they mix.
I've not been there.
They mix. They mix. What's the name of that thing? Chipping. They mix chipping and black paint. And pour it on the road.
You see, you have to differentiate between pothole patching.
Did I ever mention pothole patching?
No, because you are mentioning there.
I am now. No. Let's be cautious. I am now mentioning it. So in all my submission from beginning till now, I never mentioned pothole patching.
No, because of this particular aspect where you're mentioning
pothole patch,
black,
and I'm saying that black paint
will be pothole patching. That's a completely different subject matter.
But even you think that anybody in their right senses would mix black paint and
as for that, I don't have construction background, so I can't speak to what goes into. But I will insist that building Ghanaian competence is one of the surest way to go. After 5-10, no, I'll not even say 5-10 years, right? we can return to the subject matter on quality.
Yes, sir.
When the roads are done. But until then, when I don't have the evidence as to who is doing what, I will insist.
But people will say, bad problem.
Right. The Daily Graphic, big banner story. Half-year performance best in years. Revenue on track. Spending down. Zero arrears. Interest drops, is according to the finance minister. He was in Parliament yesterday. That's what spiraled into a conversation as to the quality of roads and the construction. Minority skeptical about economic gains. Government deposits 1.7 billion for Accra Kumasi Expressway. Funds protected until main contracts awarded. Economy on sound recovery path. Minister, so then the entirety of the front page from that media budget report by the finance minister yesterday. Researchers warn against indiscriminate antibiotic use in fish farming. Invest in Ghana's 12 million youth for development. NPC, the National Population Council, is saying this. The Ghanaian Times also next on the bill. Media budget, new buses, roads, energy gains to drive growth. Finance minister saying this. Minority describes media budget as uninspiring. We won't rush to Eurobond market. Finance minister says. Government scraps 20% excise duty on local fruit juices. Suspected narcotic drugs concealed in fertilizer sacks intercepted. 2 arrested. And at a Mills commemorative lecture, fund universities properly or risk Ghana's future. Professor Frimpong Boateng. Back page, MTN Foundation maternity block boosts care at Keta Municipal Hospital. And U.S. urges investment in Ghana's creative economy. I see Ralph Olson, the chargé d'affaires of the U.S. Embassy in picture with a number of persons. Daily Guide newspaper, media budget review. No additional budget for 2026 as government targets more revenue. Minority jabs NDC over fiscal surplus. Buffer stock trial. Court directs AG to amend charges. Baumia Ashanti NPP executives meet over wound to me. They don't have back page stories. The final newspaper, Ghana exceeds target in Q1 2026. Ato forcing Ghana to adopt 36-month IMF policy framework. The finance minister is here as well. Deloitte forecasts inflation to ease to 4.9 in July. That's interesting. Business, consumer confidence remains positive. That's the Bank of Ghana. Ghana Exim GHIB partner to strengthen Ghana's exports. No back page for them as well. BNFT, Government to halve fiscal anchor to 0.5% of GDP from 2027 with increased capex. Says they want to free up additional 1% of GDP towards development. MTN positions fiber broadband as backbone of digital economy. Petroleum, $3.5 billion upstream investment push aims to reverse oil decline. Yesterday, the minister provided some details. The expectation is that the decline we've been seeing in terms of oil receipts will cease, at least by close of year this year. Right? Private sector credit hits 119.6 billion cedis. Water no get enemy. Why Kanta didn't flood this year? Okay, that's an interesting feature in the BNFT. GCB Bank launches Tier 3 pension loan, and the AI infrastructure raise is not the only race that matters. The Inquisitor, media budget review, no new taxes as government cuts quote according to size. That's interesting. Senegal's Macky Sall for UN Secretary General. Boss Energies has not strayed from core mandate. Salih Funati Champons, the Deputy Managing Director of Boss, is on the front page. ECOWAS renews Baba Kamara's mandate. NLA Fidelity Bank partner for paperless operations. The Informer newspaper. ECOWAS prioritizes peace, security, counter-terrorism brigade set for 2027 as bloc renews Baba Kamara's mandate. Ghana's reserve. Codjoe upon Nkrumah demands whereabouts of $1.2 billion. In this issue, online food scam explodes. Ghanaians lose nearly 300,000 as fraudsters hijack restaurants. 69th ECOWAS Ordinary Session bloc sets bold agenda for economic integration, security and regional unity. Hawkeye trafficking bust. Iyoko rescues 39 victims and covers alleged cross-border travel fraud syndicate. And NLA Fidelity Bank partner. The Free Press is the last one I have here. Ghana clears last hurdle of external debt restriction. Cheddar loses ownership of #1 Oxford Hotel at Usu. Lawyer Anoche Frimpong defraud.
CPP, that's what they say.
Yeah. We'll see these things. I don't like to read them.
It has to do with an amount of money that he was supposed to have paid to become the flag bearer or a form that he was, and he issued a check. And they claim the check bounced. So, and he's paying back according to CPP authorities. He's paying the monies.
If he's paying, why has he?
Well, that's a newspaper.
Defrauded.
That's the news. I don't know why they wanted to carry. So even the CPP authorities decided not to speak to the newspaper when it came to confirmation. Let's get to the news center this morning, edited by Elvis Dako. It says government bans Ghana card photocopying from November 2. The story is on page 12, and it has Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, who is Interior Minister. Auditor General orders NPA to refund $2.6 million paid to NTL. It pictures Godwin Eduji Tamaklo, who is NPA CEO. Media budget review fails Ghanaians. A minority is saying. Sinking fund accumulates 15.6 billion Ghana cedis, Dr. Atuforsen, and bold banner headline: government cuts expenditure by 35.6 billion Ghana cedis in first half of 2026 and a sign of fiscal distress slowing economic activity. On the back page, it's got to do with the same Ghana banning of the cuts. Yeah. The overseer says consumers to receive rewards for demanding VAT invoices. Atuforsen reveals. Also on the front page, Women's Development Bank to begin operations before end of 2026. Same Atuforsen says so. Bank of Ghana urges public to accept CD coins as legal tender. It pictures the governor. Minority chants release one to me as Mohammed's name echoes. Nakok warns illegal cannabis farms face sanctions. And Osman Ayariga and Abigail Elom Mensah stand disqualified as court throws out petition against party. The Ghanaian Point says 2026 mid-year budget review. Ghana is working again, says Majority Leader Mahama Yariga. And uninspiring and empty promises, Apenyo Marking reacts to 2026 mid-year budget. We are spending wisely to protect economy. This is according to Atu KCL forcing. And also 11 fake national security operatives arrested for extorting cannabis farmers in Eastern region. That is the point for this morning. And let's see, the Daily Post this morning says Ghana exceeded economic targets in first half of 2026 to forcing. Ghana Medical Trust Fund boosts Tamale Teaching Hospital NICU with oxygen equipment. President Mahama pushes local production of medicines and vaccines across Africa. And Atufosin is saying that government has recapitalized banks and restored confidence in financial sector. Also on the front page of the Informer this morning, the Informer says Ghana's reserve KON demands whereabouts of $1.2 billion. NLA Fidelity Bank partner. ECOWAS prioritizes peace and security. Counterterrorism brigade set for 2027 as bloc reviews Baba Kamara's mandate. Also on the page is Yoko rescuing 39 victims. They uncover alleged cross-border travel fraud syndicate, and it has a picture of Raymond Acha. Did you the new Crusading Guide?
No.
The new Crusading Guide says, tough times for ministers, upon your marking. Also, court directs amendment of defrauding charges against ex-NAFCO boss. We have Adjasafo spent 3.7 million Ghana cedis on Kantanka funeral preparation. This is what lawyers are saying. MP's quiz competition produces 20 Cuba-trained medical doctors. Oh, wow. Politicians must live with integrity. That is Kofi Anoche. The Evening Mail says, human trafficking fund missing from mid-year budget review. So people are claiming that human trafficking fund was not mentioned in the mid-year review budget. Now, government commits $1.7 billion for Kumasi-Accra Express Highway. Kingsley Ajiman's quiz competition produces 20 Cuba-trained medical doctors for Ghana. And the Metro Lens says, your money is safe under Mahama. Finance Minister Atufosin assures Ghanaians. Arno Dompre leads Africa's first continental cancer law drive. Also on the front page, free Wuntumi, all political prisoners Apenyoma King to government. And Kingsley Quiz produces, 20 Cuban-trained doctors for Ghana. The Daily just says, media budget review. Minority says it's empty. It's surgery at Forcing. NDC suspends Kaswa chairman for having sex with MP. And Baumia storms Kumasi to cool NPP members over Wuntumi jailing. The Insights today says, Atta Mills, 14 years on. The economic recovery under Mahama bests Ghana moving forward, according to Finance Minister. Breakthrough news under attack in the U.S. And the final one, which is women and leadership. Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajeman calls for stronger Africa city partnerships to drive sustainable development. Also on the front page of Women and Leadership, breast and cervical cancers emerge as major killers of Ghanaian women. Deputy Local Government Minister calls for professional administration of chieftaincy institutions. High Commissioner Zita Benson rallies Team Ghana ahead of Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games. And finally, Trade Minister seeks stronger UNIDO partnership to accelerate agribusiness and SME growth. So those are the newspapers for this morning. If you want more, you can visit our page.
Right. 3news.com this morning. Media budget. Government fell short of half-year revenue target by 2 billion cedis. That's according to the minority. It's hypocritical to blame NPP government for debt restructuring and take credit for it. Media budget review. Clearly, Ghana is working again. Mahama Ayarega is saying this, and the finance minister says the recovery belongs to every trader, entrepreneur, worker who persevered through difficult times. The finance minister is saying this. Mahama secures AU commitment to place xenophobic attacks on the agenda. Ghana and Morocco have signed 11 MOUs, also on the front page. We're not going back to haircuts. Ato Forson warns against reckless spending. That's the big banner story at myjoyonline.com. Oxford #1 hotel rejects receivership claim, says facility remains under management's control. Bring Oforiatta back to account for Ghana's debt, majority leader tells minority. Stop threatening NPP MPs with prosecution. You will be in opposition in 2028. Apenyomakin warns AG, and Africa must manufacture its own contraceptives to achieve health sovereignty. Dr. Sena Huntong saying this. 12 economic figures that matter from Ghana's 2026 mid-year budget review. You find that on citynewsroom.com. Ato Force, 950,000 Ghanaians lifted out of multidimensional poverty. Ghana is working again. Majority hails Ato Force after media budget. UAE launches emergency relief for victims of Ghana's June 29 floods. #1 Oxford Street Hotel not seized, remains under our control. Management adopt aggressive revenue reforms to boost income. Economists to governments. Ghana Web is the last one. From Tema to Kisanaba, how police tracked and killed 2023 Ablekuma Bullion van robbery suspect. Be careful or you join Wontumi in jail. Apenyo Markin warns Attorney General. Romans 30 verse 31. How Paul Adomotri wrongly quoted the scripture on national television. Oh, so one of the many things we should be discussing. Why is Ken Oforiatta? We must bring him back. Ayariga challenges minority over debt crisis. Cheddar disputes reports of Oxford #1 hotel takeover. Also here. So yeah, those are the details.
Yes, there's another TikToker arrested over alleged offensive comments about Mahama.
Oh really?
Yes. All on Ghana. And also Wontumi conviction. Stremsai explains evidence behind guilty verdict. Also, 2 Ghanaians take South Africa to the International Criminal Court.
One of such is our guest, is part of our panel members this morning. When he comes, we'll get a bit more from him. Fred, let's go to Parliament and play back some of the highlights from the minister's address yesterday, and then we can get a bit more in terms of reactions.
Right.
Mr. Speaker, we have overcome the original sin. Whilst I now take you to the sinking fund. While Ghana's debt restructuring is nearing completion, prudent debt management requires us to look beyond today to tomorrow's obligation. Mr. Speaker, in 2027, DDEP bonds that will fall due is 58 billion Ghana cedis. Another 53 billion Ghana cedis will fall due in 2028. In 2 years alone, Ghana has to repay 111 billion cedis. 111. Mr. Speaker, this is the true Agenda 111. Right, Honorable Speaker? This is the true Agenda 111 Ghana must deal with. Why? Because the DDEP was not designed to solve Ghana's problems. Mr. Speaker, let me take this again. This is the true Agenda 111 Ghana must deal with. Why? Why? Because the domestic debt exchange program was not designed to solve Ghana's debt problems. It was designed to postpone it deliberately, knowingly, and cynically, unfortunately. Mr. Speaker, its architect mortgaged tomorrow to survive today. Mr. Speaker, they had a duty to fix the roof. Instead, they moved the leak to another room and declared the house repaired. Right, Honorable Speaker? Meeting obligations of this magnitude requires advanced planning, not last-minute scrambling. This is precisely why this government has strengthened the sinking fund to set aside money to repay future debt obligations that we inherited. The education remains one of the most powerful investments we can make in the future of our country. Government is therefore taking bold steps to transform secondary education through a $300 million United States dollar World Bank financing. Mr. Speaker, under this $300 million United States dollar World Bank financing initiative, government will undertake 210 major infrastructure interventions across the country. These include, Mr. Speaker, we are building 10 new secondary schools. Right, Honorable Speaker, we will rehabilitate 150 secondary schools. Mr. Speaker, we are upgrading 30 Category C secondary schools to become a Category B school. Mr. Speaker, aside, we are also upgrading 20 Category B schools to be part of Category A. Mr. Speaker, we are also going to procure furniture to support the schools that we are upgrading and ensure that every school child going to any of our secondary schools benefits from textbooks free of charge. Mr. Speaker, we will review the existing sliding scale excise rates for beer and stout products to better align them with government revenue objectives while preserving the incentive for local production. Right, Honorable Speaker, strengthening compliance through mandatory electronic registration of stockists, a nationwide track and trace system, penalties of up to 3 times the excise duty for tampering, and enforcing the law on requiring bank guarantees, and abolishing, Mr. Speaker, the payment of 20% excise duty on locally manufactured fruit juice. Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the 20% excise duty on locally manufactured fruit juices introduced in 2023. Right, Honorable Speaker, this is to support agro-processing and job creation.
Mr. Speaker, this review is full of English with empty payment. The payment he said is done. He said they've done some payment. Why didn't he give us details? You paid your party members. You paid your party members. The monies have gone to your party members. And Mr. Speaker, the Nkukon Kitinkiti project has now become protein.
Honourable members, I insist we listen to each other in silence.
The Nkukon Kitinkiti has become protein for your party executives. They are all cooking Akukon coin. It is now Akukon coin. Mr. Speaker, I want the finance minister to walk the talk. This review is uninspiring. There is no inspiration. What we are experiencing in this country is persecution, persecution, persecution. For the first time, we are seeing political imprisonment. One to me is a political prisoner. Mr. Speaker, Camila Al-Hassan, a young mother of 3, is also a political prisoner, telling you how intolerant you are. And you are here telling us you are running an economy. You want this to be a one-sided parliament. When people criticize you, you threaten them. A lot of my MPs here have been threatened. You are threatening members of parliament with prosecution. Let me serve a warning to the Attorney General that the ravening clouds shall no longer be victorious. They shall not long possess the sky. Be careful. 2028, you'll be in opposition. 2028. If you are not careful, Mr. Speaker, if you don't stop now, you go and meet Wontumi there, and Wontumi will be out, and you will go in. So I'm advising you, let us all be measured. We welcome the reforms by the finance minister, and for the first time, he did something patriotic by acknowledging the digitalization reforms we introduced in government payments Today he has acknowledged it. Mr. Speaker, we commend you for acknowledging MPP. We commend you. But you can do better. Tell your government to free all political prisoners. Dr. Atu-Forsen, tell your government to free all political prisoners.
Bits and pieces, right, from the legislative chamber from yesterday, and a number of key takeaways. The minister says that we are well ahead in terms of a number of our targets, particularly growth is ahead of target and extends beyond gold, because for a very long time the concern has been that it's all been just gold, which is influencing how well the Ghanaian economy is doing. The government's turnaround strategy rests on three key transformational policy reforms: fiscal correction, modernizing the tax regime, and complementary fiscal policy. Inflation has been halved. They say the fiscal anchor is holding. Debt has become sustainable. Reserves cover 5 months now instead of 3. The sinking fund war chest is being prepared to cater for DDP payments, amongst other things. Revenue is where a lot of question is being asked, but the government says that revenue strategy is compliance, technology, and a broader base, and they are seeking to ensure compliance. On Big Push, they say that the project delivery is advancing. Considering that you did not pay particular attention to what the minister had to say yesterday, coming to you to pick quick thoughts is a bit of a challenge this morning as well, in terms of exactly what was said, what was discussed amongst many other things. But we're going to go on to the phone lines pretty shortly. Peter Partey has been on the educational front, right? He's been trying to assess what was captured in the media budget review, the positives for the education sector and areas which were not mentioned as well, for a bit more in terms of I won't call it scrutiny, but I mean, when the budget comes, some portions cater for others, some do not mention specifically some other areas as well. I've seen that he's put some things together in relation to that.
3FM,
and so we'll get a bit more in terms from him as well. The minister has also been explaining in subsequent interviews, some of which we've been monitoring. For instance, about the concern as to releases, right, and what we saw play out between the Agric Ministry and the Finance Ministry as to a lack of releases. Says that there's been a change in terms of what is done. The money has been provided to the Controller and Accountant General. You have to do your part to show that the money should be released to you. And so there was confusion on that score, which resulted in the back and forth between both ministries, but subsequently it's been resolved, and that understanding is being provided to all other ministries and agencies as to how funds can be assessed, amongst other things, for work to be done. Right? So those are the things, but it will come back to how well you're able to feel it in your pockets when all is said and done. But the minister also says that these are early stages yet. Consolidation is being done to ensure that all of this will pay. But he makes an interesting point, particularly during his concluding remarks about why everybody must put their hands to the wheel to safeguard the progress which has been made, and that it should not be, fiscal discipline should not be seen as the job of a finance minister.
Okay.
It must be one that everybody understands, everybody partakes in, so that we don't return to the IMF for the 18th time, because we've been there 17 times already. And they are determined that that 17th time will be the last. But to ensure that it is the last, all Ghanaians must put their hands to the wheel and ensure that fiscal discipline is not just one person's style, because the conversation suggests that, oh, he's not spending, he's keeping the books tight, and all of that. That should not be something that is known for, or one person is known for. It must be the general countenance of everybody else who occupies the position and all Ghanaians, so that we can safeguard, amongst many other things, the gains that have been made as well. I'm going to go over the phone lines. Dr. Eric Boachi-Adom is an economist who's joining us via the phone lines as well. He listened in to the finance minister yesterday. He's a financial economist and senior lecturer at the University of Professional Studies, Accra. Let's pick quick thoughts from him as to what it is that we heard from the minister yesterday. Doc, good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining us here on the 3FM Sunrise. Appreciate you for the time you've made for us this morning as well. Listening to the finance minister yesterday, the fiscal numbers and the projections, amongst others, how would you rate the work that's been done half year with the Ghanaian economy?
Yes, I should say that the numbers are indeed, on the face of it, tells a good story. Of course, to have inflation, although there has been a 3-month consecutive rise in it, but still within a single digit, is good. And to have even the first quarter growth, which is also even beyond the targeted growth, is also something which is commendable. You look at the fiscal discipline, generally, it is also good. So the numbers generally tell a very good story. But there are also critical things that I think that we need to discuss. From the budget that was read, there are some few highs in it. For example, holding on to the creation of the fiscal council, to ensure value for money. I mean, the value for money office, and ensuring that there's a binding fiscal rule in the PFM Act upholding it, and the 1.5% annual primary surpluses. All these are, I think, they are good points. But the part that I was expecting to hear more, is the connection between the stability and transformation of lives of the ordinary Ghanaians. Yesterday I was in your studios, for the greater part of the budget reading, and your reporters went across the city market to interview, and the story seems to be the same. So at the point I was asking them, those I was on set with, whether TV3 handpicked the reporters, and they said no, these are random people that were selected. And everybody tends to think the same story, that the economy is hard. They are not, especially sellers, their buyers are not buying from them. So if the numbers are telling a very good story, why is not translating into the average Ghanaian life? And there's a missing connection between numbers and actual growth in the life of the average Ghanaian. And I think that point needs to be addressed. For example, if we look at the number of the mere data, if you look at the unemployment numbers, yesterday the minister announced that it has fallen by about 1%. You know, it used to be 13%, and now it is now 12%. Just about that figure with what it used to be 2 years ago, which is about also around 13%. It means that the unemployment numbers have fallen in the region of about 1 to 1.5% in 2 years. You know, what is not also so significant to be able to put money in the average Ghanaian. If the people are not getting jobs, if people are not having decent work and earning a certain decent salary, then their purchasing power is curtailed. They will not be able to buy certain goods and services. I should say, we are yet to see the numbers of the youth unemployment. The figure that we know is the general unemployment level, which is around 12% currently. The youth unemployment, as the numbers given by the GSS, is about 32.6. Compared to 2024, which is about 32%, there is about close to about 0.5% increase rather. Then you come and look at those in vulnerable employment. So I think that the targeted approach towards translating the growth into the life of the average Ghanaian, there's a kind of a missing gap that we really need to address. Other than that, in the global or in the national level, we will be telling a very good story, but the average Ghanaian will keep saying that they don't have the money in their pocket. And in that case, you see, there's no point in going to the market. The things are cheap, but you don't have the money to buy. I had conversation with some phone dealers in Mawuena market, and I was asking them, the dollar price is now, the dollar exchange rate is now better than what it used to be 2 years ago. So phone prices should generally be cheaper. And they admitted, yes, phone prices are cheaper, but still people cannot afford it, you know. So I think that we need to study and also invest strategically to ensure that people have at least some sort of money to go around. And another point is this, you see, prices are falling, your salary may not have been increased or decreased. So generally, you should have increased your purchasing power, but that is not what we are seeing. What it also means that they are also spending on some essentials or necessities that is not giving them the allowances to spend on other things. One important essential is utilities. The utility bill like ECT has gone up over time, and what have you. So you rather want to spend your money on settling those utility bills, you know, rather than going to spend on other probably non-necessary goods. And no one, you will, if we check closely, you know, the effect of utility bills on cost of living and the income of household and businesses. If we check closely the inflation reported last year by the Ghana Statistical Service, inflation from domestically produced goods was 6.7, and it was contributing close to 80% of the headline inflation. So goods that are produced locally are now being more expensive than even goods that are imported into the country. So the utility bills part of, you know, actually is increasing the cost of production, and it is gradually influencing the headline inflation. So these are the issues that we need to look at. And if the issue of utilities, we know that the ECG and the Ghana Water, you know, the story being told is that we are even paying less than what we are supposed to be paying. And that if we are supposed to pay the real value, it will be more than that. And the reason why the cost of power or the cost of water is so high is because there are inefficiencies in the system. And if we don't get these state-owned institutions to address them, they will be billing the few that are legitimately paying, you know, and their costs will keep rising. So I think that transmission mechanism, it needs to be, we have to be clear on that. Other than that, the number will tell a good story, but it will not be felt down there.
Absolutely. And that bit about feeling the positive remnant of macroeconomic indicators in the average life of the Ghanaian has been one of the many curious things consistently. We don't see translate quite well. Of the many things the government has said is that we're in a consolidation stage. They came in, things weren't looking too great. They've tried to stabilize, and there's a need for a lot more of that to be done. And if you listen to the finance minister yesterday, he stressed on consolidating those gains and then the Ghanaian beginning to benefit thereof. Having heard a statement like that, and I know you've tried to juxtapose it with what the real sentiments are, is there confidence when the minister says we are consolidating and we will begin to make this reflect in the lives of Ghanaians? Is there confidence that that can happen, at least based on the trajectory of where we've come from and where we are now?
So after when you are consolidating, what it means is that you are trying to close some loopholes, for example, fiscal slippages, to ensure that you don't overspend. But we can also agree that spending is what keeps a nation moving, because the government flagship programs, 24-hour economy, the big push, the accelerated export programs, these are strategic investment portfolios that the government needs to spend some money in there to stimulate the economy. And I keep saying that for the past 20, 30 years, nothing much has changed. You see, in spite of all the things that we have seen for almost 2 years now, I still hold the point that nothing much has changed in the Ghanaian economy. It is still an import-driven economy. It is still almost everything that we need in the Ghanaian economy is still the same. So I was expecting that the government would have hit the ground running. You see, if there is something that we are missing, it's trying to connect the growth nexus between agriculture and industry. But if you run an economy which is import dependent and is driven more by services, the structural problems or challenges are not being addressed. And they are not being addressed because we don't have the funding. The government revenue is not, in the first quarter, government revenue shortfall was about 2.7 billion Ghana cedis. We are hoping that it picks up, So if we don't have the necessary funding, it generally means that you are unable to have the necessary funding to invest in these strategic areas. And we are almost doing 2 years. By next year, you are left with only 1 year to go. We should not forget that the political cycle affects government decisions, economic decisions. So you may end up being in a hurry, investing, undertaking projects that probably are not thought through. So I would have thought that in the first half, key strategic investment, in the industrial enclave would have started, rather than waiting to probably start in your third year when you don't know. It takes a long time to build an industry. So those flagship programs should have been thought of even before taking power in 2024 and hitting the ground in 2025. So when these programs delays, it actually affects the promises that were made to the average Ghanaian. And one thing I've seen commonly going around is the building of the 24-hour market. But I'm not sure that you wake up in the morning and you go and buy more goods because there's a new market in your neighborhood. 24-hour market is purely, as we keep saying, driven by demand and purchasing power. So the market is a byproduct as a result of a response to demand. So if we invest hugely in this market, and I'm yet to see any study that says that when you build a new market, people increase their what they are buying. People increase, and I'm not sure the problem we have in Ghana is market. And building the market, those markets do not necessarily create jobs. But when you look at the back end, the value chain, the back end as in the supply side, as in trying to ensure that we have import substitution industries, the industrial enclave that have been demarcated. In some of the constituencies and assemblies, they have demarcated areas for industrial enclave and industrial parks. I was thinking that they will channel the energy more to that end rather than the front end of the channel, of the value chain. So if we don't do that, we'll keep consolidating for the 3 years of this particular administration.
Right. Fair point. So on those key government interventions, 24-hour economy and a Jumara program and the likes, the concern is that not much was heard in relation to those. You say they should become front burner matters which can reflect in the lives of the ordinary Ghanaian, else we spend the next essentially the entirety of the second term of President Mahama just consolidating economic gains.
Exactly the point. You see, we all know the challenges that we went through as a country in 2022, 2023. And how the average Ghanaian, was impacted by the economic challenges. So we were expecting that at this tail end, almost 4 years from 2022, we will be able to position the Ghanaian economy to the point where the average Ghanaian will find some sort of relief. But if we keep blaming events, rather than looking at how we can bring immediate benefits to the average Ghanaian, I think that we will not be able to hold on to the hopes of the Ghanaian in this particular administration. But you see, the challenge is, like I mentioned earlier, is also more of the revenue. If we look at government activity in the treasury bill market, it is so much the point that it may end up crowding out some investors or some businesses that would want to raise money. Well, we know that we are not going to the capital market anytime soon. So government has been trading in the treasury bill market to the point that the treasury bill market rate is around about 5.73. If you have a treasury bill market doing around 5.73, inflation also around about 5.3, about some few percentage points above the inflation rate. Then you have your policy rate around 14%. There is a kind of a disconnect, between the treasury bill rate, where the treasury bill rate is far, far lower than the policy rate, and yet it still receives investment. What it tells us is that there are no better options for banks and institutional investors and the average person to put their money in. That is why they will prefer to give it to you at 5.73% rather than looking for anything that can even pay the reference rate. This is less than half of the reference rate, and yet it will receive more investment. And anytime government floats the treasury bill, you get a subscription for it. And the extent to which people are investing in long-term investment, is dwindling or not at all. You see, you give your money to an investor when you have confidence in the investor for a long time. The longer you are prepared to stay with a business, the higher your trust, in that particular investment.
But the domestic bond market, for instance, is back. The minister mentioned that a 7-year bond was issued, correcting what he believed was a major or a cardinal sin within the economy. With that coming on stream, possibly a few more of domestic bonds, that could be an area or an avenue where the local investor can begin to channel their resources.
Yeah, so I was driving there, you see. So if government can move away from the treasury bill a little bit, not entirely, you may need it at a point entirely, and concentrate more on those long-term investment, and we are able to get over subscription, then it's even send a signal to the international market, that the local, there's something we call signaling. Signaling, the international investor will look at what even the local investors are doing with your bonds. Before, when you go to the international market, they would want to also have confidence in you. So if the long-term government bonds, are subscribed overly, and government is able to raise money there, it sends a good signal. And I'm sure the latter part of next year, we will test the international market. Something probably in next year's budget. We may test it. So we should strengthen the local bond participation, then we can leave the short term largely for private investors.
Right. Doc, I will have to hold you and get onto the other phone lines because Dr. Peter Pate-Anti, who is the executive director of IFES as well, is with me on the other line to just talk the aspect of education, and then I'll return to you so we wrap up. Doc, I appreciate you for joining and for holding the line for us as well. I know you've been on for quite some time. So we're looking at education as well, right? You've done some work or looking at what we heard from the minister yesterday, aspect of education. The positives are that we're receiving or we're set to receive some $300 million to improve tertiary education. Capitation Grant is receiving some funding, amongst other things. Those are positives we can look at when we take the media budget review.
Yes. Good morning to your listening. Yeah, so in doing budget analysis, you look at the issue of allocation versus execution. And what the media review helped us appreciate was the fact that there were allocations that were made in November 2025, and a certain amount of execution have been carried out, and that included the areas that you were mentioning, and it's a good indication that we are sticking to the plan as presented in 2025 November, and if we continue like that, it means that we are going to have an excellent budget education rate for the education sector for the year 2026.
Excellent budget execution rate for the year 2026. That $300 million loan, right? It's a facility which was approved by Parliament. How well does it impact education delivery as well as the other aspects which have been mentioned? I mentioned the $300 million because that goes directly to senior high school infrastructure development as well.
Yes, so if you listen to the Minister of Education and even the Minister of Finance, the focus is to use that facility from the World Bank to deal with infrastructure challenges at the secondary education level. And we think that is a step in the right direction, because our secondary education have been engulfed with a lot of infrastructure challenges, and that is what led to the introduction of the double track. The only challenge there is that it looks like that particular facility would have to manage full cost before you be able to eliminate double track. So when the conversation is limited to that facility helping us to eliminate double track, and the date, the year 2027 comes into discussing, it becomes a little bit confusing, because the facility is supposed to last up to 2030, and that is when the infrastructure in the secondary education level would be well addressed. So I struggle to find a link between the ending of double track in 2027 and that facility. You can even do the analysis in this way. You look at, we are able to, we have been told that the money has been released in, Parliament have approved the loan just about a week ago. Now look at the procurement processes and contracts and other things that is in this particular country, and for that matter, with other education sector. There's no way that we'll be able to award the contracts, procurement processes, and do this from now till the end of 2027. And that tells us that that date that has been given by the government to end double track is not feasible. I think that they should just revise it to be open with the people of Ghana and let us appreciate that we'll be able to do this if we are focusing solely on the Start Day project, which is the World Bank facility. Then we are looking at somewhere 2030 to end double track.
The time frame was revised to 2029. You still think that it's not feasible? Because I know that's been revised.
2029 seems to be disputed because there are news reports from the press secretary to the minister that was an error. So I think they are still sticking to the 2027.
Right, still sticking to 2027. There were other aspects which, for you, was not mentioned in the budget, which is raising a bit of eyebrows for you. What are these aspects, and what will be the expectation going forward, even as implementation will continue throughout this year?
The first thing is the concentration on basic education. I think application grants have been released. That is a good thing, but we all knew that the foundation of education was problematic. We have complained about this when the government was in opposition, and we saw that to be able to strengthen the education system, you need to pay attention to the basic education level. And that is why in November 2025, the finance minister gave a list of things that they are going to do at the basic level, construct a number of kindergarten, primary schools, and all that, provide textbooks, desks, and everything. But interestingly, reading the budget review, none of these things were captured. We don't know the progress reports. We don't know how many kindergartens have been built. We don't know how many textbooks have been procured. None of these featured. What this means is that it's either they were not able to do it or it escaped them. But with that level of reporting that we have in the country in terms of our financial system, I think that these things have not been done, which means that we are still neglecting the basic education level, and that is not good for the progress of our education system.
Right, Doc, I'll leave it here. I'm sure we will have a much appropriate forum to have an extended conversation in relation to this. Right. That's Dr. Peter Partey, as always, speaking to us. He's Executive Director of IFES. I'll return to my other doc just quickly on the phone lines as well, so that we can wrap up in terms of this conversation on the economy, right? Dr. Boakye Adom, thank you as well for holding. So in wrapping up, revenue, mobilization, and all of that, we saw that revenue could not meet targets for half year. And there are questions or conversations surrounding how that can be improved. I'm going to first ask if that could also point to a direct correlation between people beginning to feel a bit more, right, the positives of the economy, because when the government has all of the money it needs to spend, then people will begin to feel a bit more. But talk to me about that and the aspect of compliance being the yardstick to which we can increase revenue and how that will play out by the end of the year. Hello, Dr. Yadom.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Did you catch my question, please?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
I did.
Right.
So the revenue mobilization drive is clear that government was overly optimistic. I said this on the background of if you look at oil revenue projections. In the oil revenue projection, if you look at the composite budget, government projected to raise some key figures. Let me mention. Good. If we look at table 15 and 16, total petroleum receipt was budgeted to be around $985.5. Then, if we look at the appendix on government operations, it was estimated to be around 13.5 or 13.6 billion Ghana cedis. Then you can look at the benchmark oil revenue and the transfer to GNPC. When government states macroeconomic target, one of the things that is not stated or you are not required to state is the exchange rate, the expected exchange rate. but you can imply it, you can crudely compute it by taking the expected petroleum revenue stated in dollars and that stated in cedis. Usually they state the two. When you knock it off, it gives you an implied exchange rate of 13.8 Ghana cedis per dollar. So in the mind of the government, when preparing the budget, the government used an implied rate of 13.8. So there are two things. If we're expecting exchange rate to move as high as 13.8, why are you injecting, let's say, intermediating with dollar to bring to shore up the city? And another thing is that, is it a mistake that you have overly projected your expected petroleum revenue for the year? Using 13.8 is too high, and currently we are doing around 11 cedis per dollar. So when you overly project your revenue, you will not be able to realize, because the economy cannot. Then we've not even talked about the fact that the barrel per day or the total expected volumes are not living up to expectation, and they've reduced by about 8%. So I think that the government needs to look at the revenue handles properly. Then you come to compliance. One of the issues that have come up at our port is the publican AI. And GUTA and this trade association have lamented about the publican AI. So yesterday, when we met in your studios, I was asking them, the publican AI did not actually add any taxes. So why are you guys complaining? And their argument is this: the publican AI shops around, find a benchmark item that you have imported, and slap a rate on you. So, for example, you imported a laptop from China, which price generally is lower. Then a publican will shop around and find a benchmark item from probably other country or somewhere that the price is higher. Then, so you may end up, although no direct taxes taxes have been charged, but because of the benchmarking, you are going to pay more than what you should have paid. And he gave a classical example of somebody bringing a 20-footer container, paying around 50,000 cedis 3 months ago. Then the person brings another one, the same container. Then the person is asked to pay over 100,000, about double of what that was paid. So when the people feel that they are not being treated fair by the tax system, they'll find a way to avoid or evade the taxes. So I think the issues need to be addressed. Yes, I understand that government has set some committee to look into it with the GRA and the port people. I think that we need to find a way to address, because the port brings a good money in the country.
Right. Just on the publican AI, the minister yesterday mentioned, amongst many other things, that the introduction of technology has helped increase revenue across the stream as well, just by way of additional information. And so, yes, there has been concerns, but it does.
Yes, Eric, it does appear. You land on that question.
Yeah.
If I'm supposed to pay 10,000 and I pay 20,000, your revenue will go up, but you are disadvantaging the business community. So it will tell on the surface of it that yes, the revenue are going up, but at the expense of what? At the expense of people not being feeling that they've not been fairly treated. So I think that fundamental problem needs to be addressed, and we should not only look at the global picture of how much revenue we are receiving alone, because it's a corresponding relationship. If we keep squeezing so much from me in terms of taxes, you will take out my capital, and I will not be, in the long term, I will not be around to pay taxes anymore.
Right, Doc, we'll leave it here. I'm sure there'll be another forum for us to have a conversation a lot later. We're almost 8:19, and so Dr. Boakye Adom, I appreciate you, and thank you very much for joining us as well this morning. That's Dr. Eric Boakye Adom, namesake, right? He's a financial economist and senior lecturer at the University of Professional Studies, joining us this morning as well. And let us know what you make right, of the budget as was delivered by the finance minister yesterday. Send us your thoughts on WhatsApp, right? Send us your thoughts. 053-220-0927, 053-220-0927. I'll just come for concluding remarks from you, Patrice, and then I can go for this break.
Well, I would definitely not tout myself as somebody who understands economics, finance, and so on and so forth. But what beats my mind is that the kind of brain work that goes into all these things, I would wonder why certain loopholes are left out. Is it deliberate or it's ineptitude? I may not be able to tell. But from my standpoint, where I sit, for me to see that a country is developing, I have mentioned this, and is becoming like a broken record. I need to see proper road network. I need to see spatial planning. And I need to see that our assemblies are working. That is all I need.
Absolutely. That's Patrice Amegashi. That'll take us on to a quick break here on the show. When we return, my guest will join me in studio for a bit more, and then we get into some other big conversations for you.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music at the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Coming to the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Coming to the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Coming to the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Coming to the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Coming to the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Coming to the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Coming to the mountains, sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music, tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music, tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure.
Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Otonodo!
Come into the mountains.
All right, so my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must, on only one condition, to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button. And we would always be knocking on your door so you will feel the truth. Like fire! More fire! My name Black Rasta. All right, so my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must, on only one condition, to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button. And we would always be knocking on your door so you will feel the truth. Like fire! More fire! My name Black Rasta. All right, so my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must, on only one condition, to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button. And we would always be knocking on your door so you will feel the truth. Like fire! More fire! My name Black Rasta. All right, so my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must, on only one condition, to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button. And we would always be knocking on your door so you will feel the truth. Like fire! More fire! My name Black Rasta. All right, so my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must,
on only one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button. And we would always be knocking on your door, so you will feel the truth. Like fire! More fire! My name Black Rasta. Alright, so my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must, on only one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button. And we would always be knocking on your door, so you will feel the truth. Like fire! More fire! My name Black Rasta. Alright, so my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must, on only one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button. And we would always be knocking on your door, so you will feel the truth. Like fire! More fire! My name Black Rasta. Alright, so my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must, on only one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button. And we would always be knocking on your door, so you will feel the truth. Like fire! More fire! My name Black Rasta. Alright, so my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must, on only one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button. And we would always be knocking on your door.
This forgive offensive speech is also another of the many things we'll be seeking to get into. I must say, I'm glad to have us join in studio. Dr. Thomas Anaba is a regular here on a Friday. Doc, always a pleasure to have you join us. Good morning to you. I trust at all as well.
Good morning to you, Mawuena, and good morning to my co-panelists and then the viewers and listeners.
And also, Fad Osman is a member of the NPP's communications team. He's been here a number of times as well. Fad, it's good to see you today. You are here in person again.
Well, it's good to be here, Mawuena. And let me say good morning to our listeners and those watching us through online portals and platforms. We say good morning to them too.
Right. We're expecting Emmanuel Kuting as well. He's the executive director of the Africa Center for Security and Counterterrorism. He in particular, when he joins us, he's one of the two Ghanaians who have submitted a petition to the ICC over the xenophobic attacks in South Africa. So when he joins us, I'm sure I'll give him some 5 minutes to explain to us the reasoning on there as well, and a bit more from that as well. But we can begin, and yesterday we had the finance minister come before Parliament, presents the media budget review, amongst many other things. The big question being asked is, beyond the numbers, what it means for Ghanaians and whether or not Ghana, the government has done enough to strengthen the economy. Fad, let me start off with you on the budget. Positive words in terms of what we've seen, the headline economic numbers and all of that. And contrary to what the NPP's assertion has been that government is not spending, the minister took time in his speech to highlight expenditure that he's undertaken. The NPP will commend him, will they not?
Well, thank you very much. I believe what happened yesterday was another PR exercise.
PR?
Yes, because one would have expected government who made promises and as a result of that were voted into office, such an opportunity should have updated us on some of the promises they made before coming into office. But unfortunately, they find a very nice way to fine-tune their message, but without necessarily talking about some of the things we expected to hear. And let me even, before I go there, yesterday, the TV3 cameras were out there, right, in the Mokola market.
Yeah.
To engage with the real Ghanaian who partake in the real economy, not on the paper economy, in the real economy. And we had the impression from them yesterday that, yes, that's what the women said. And that's the practical reality on ground.
But is that not an assertion? I mean, I'm a media person.
Yes.
And if there's a certain level of truth,
yes,
we can go back to as many years as possible.
Yes.
And the narrative is consistent, yes, with our market, yes, women. They always say Yentoshi.
So now we are.
So is that a yardstick for which we can look at these numbers and say there is nothing happening?
Real economy out there. So they have a very practical experience of how the economy is treating them. That is their real economy. But then it is important to also highlight that we've indicated prior to the minister's engagement that government is not spending. And I think one particular issue that drew my attention yesterday after the minister's engagement was the special aid or somebody to the Minister for Agriculture, right? Have you seen that message? The gentleman
I am.
Oh, then I'll look for the message for you. Trying to question the minister's claims of some 2 billion Ghana cedis allocation to the Ministry of Agri. And it's
1.6. It's 1.6.
I'm not the one
so
saying.
1.1 in terms of plus 500 million.
I'm not the one
on
saying.
some other.
So the gentleman indicated in his write-out, and I'm told he is the personal assistant to the Minister for Agriculture.
You have to. I've not seen it.
He is a member of your government. He is a member of your government, and he is calling out the minister on such figures. So that's some of the concerns we want to bring to your attention. Now, please get it right. Even if it's wrong somewhere, get it right so that it does not create some negative impression. But all in all, what we want to say is that we expected, and especially I believe many Ghanaians out there, including myself, expected to hear our Minister for Finance telling us that we did promise you a certain policy known as the 133 policy. Ghanaians, young people who are still looking out for jobs, we're looking out to hear something on that. Unfortunately, it was very quietly pushed away. Secondly, what's the name of this famous bank? The Women's Development Bank. I believe 1 year, 6 months. We expect at this time that there is a framework being put in place, and it's been outlined to everybody this is what will be happening.
On Women's Development Bank, the minister addressed that yesterday, mentioned specifically that it's been incorporated, the minimum capital adequacy, minimum capital, right?
Yes.
400 million cedis has been deposited as well in the bank. So I think the expectation is a physical place and then a possible recruitment. But there was a mention.
So there was a mention
on 24-hour economy as well.
There was a mention of 100 million.
What the minister mentions was that if you go into the mid-year budget, you know what he read was a abridged version.
Yes.
The explanation he provided was that not everything could be mentioned.
Okay.
And so in the full version with the appendixes, you find the 24-hour economy.
How much has been allocated?
Mentioned
How
there.
much? You can give me the figure. And I'll tell you why it's insignificant. Based on their own narrative they push so far with the 24-hour economy.
I've seen it in the full
100 million
in
Ghana
the full
cedis.
Yes, and that's
Ghana
gone to, I think the explanation he offered is gone to the secretariat and then the payment of salaries and emolument as well.
When last year, around April last year, when this program was launched, I quite remember very well, I paid attention to the secretariats. The secretary, right, that's Honorable Guzitano, indicated that the secretariat requires close to 4 billion Ghana cedis to ensure that that policy is fully implemented. So if government in 1 year, 6 months is allocating 100 million, how much do the percentage check? This tells you the lack of commitment on the part of government to even ensure that this policy sees the light of the day. But let me proceed from there. You see, we believe strongly that what happened yesterday was more of like an announcement with nothing to show. Completely announcement, just to let's announce figures out there. And interestingly, somebody described it as political grandstanding. Well, I'm told as one of the technical advisors to the finance minister, right, that figures like this are political grandstanding. They are just
one of the technical
advisors, Dr. Theophilus Echampon, right?
Dr. Theo Echampon. I've seen his post on social media.
Theo Echampon, sorry.
I didn't see political.
Please, let me proceed. So figures like this.
You said something you want to check.
Figures like this.
Because I saw Theo Echampon's post.
Political grandstanding, just to hoodwink everybody in this country to believe that this government is doing something extraordinary. But the reality is that, my brother, if you paid attention to the facial expressions of ministers in parliament yesterday, when the minister indicated that he is not spending too much, and as a finance minister or a best finance minister, it is not about how much you spent. You could tell the expression on the face of the ministers. These ministers are being denied resources. Today, we do agree that they've downplayed or they've cut down on expenditure close to 13.1% based on their own targets. So if you have a government that is not being able to meet expenditure targets in terms of spending by 13.1%, what it means is that the roads that needs to be constructed, the schools that needs to be constructed, the hospitals that needs to be constructed has been denied because government policy or government strategy is that let's cut down on expenditure to create fiscal space. That's what they are doing. So they are cutting down on expenditure to create fiscal space. This is not sustainable. It is not sustainable because you will spend tomorrow. It is today you are denying yourself the spending, right? Tomorrow, the need will arrive for you to spend. And at that time, it will expose the weaknesses you've covered up today.
But of the many things the finance minister says, in terms of covering for the ills from your time, DDEP payments, he's been current on all such payments. Says in 2027, he's going to be paying in excess of 30 billion, and the sinking fund is taking care of that and all of that. Those are monies being spent. When you say spending,
okay, so capital expenditure, for instance, capital expenditure lags behind 48%. 48% of capital expenditure has not been spent. Do you know what that means? Significant investment in an economy. That is why the Ghana National Planning Development Commission people indicated that our macroeconomic indicators do not reflect in job creation because the growth that we recorded, that is the 6-point-something% growth, my brother, is as a result of some artificial measures by this government. They are not reflective. That is what we are saying. If it is reflective, growth should go hand in hand with job creation. Growth should go hand in hand, inflation going down. That's the reality they are telling us. So these are the discrepancies between the message they are selling out and the reality on grounds. So as much as you would tell me that, yes, government, the previous administration had some excesses, which we all do agree to it, that DDEP was one of the most uncomfortable or inconvenient policy we had to go through. We do acknowledge that. And I believe very well, Dr. Amin Anta, when he took over as finance minister, did apologize. That we are very sorry for taking Ghanaians through that difficult period. But that should not be a justification for this government not to focus on some significant investments. So if capital expenditure is doing less than 48%, it's not being spent. You know what that means. That is why the 4 bypasses on the Kumasi-Accra highway, they're still lacking behind.
They are projects.
Which one? The big push.
There are construction projects happening everywhere.
Which way?
The Kumasi bypass is a part of the big push project.
They've not touched it. You saw last week. You saw the accident that happened in Konongo last week, taking the life of close to 12 or 14 people. If that bypass was effectively being used, it will have reduced that accident over there. I am from Wenchi. Honorable, respectfully. I am from Wenchi. I was in Wenchi over the weekend. I came back to Accra Monday. Between Wenchi and Techiman, there's a contractor there constructing one of the big push projects. My brother, if you get there and you see the contractor, you might think he is doing by day work with his people. They come there 4 with 2 wheelbarrows, they work and they leave the place. That is what is happening. So even the big push that they claim that monies will be made readily available to constructors, as we speak, people are still struggling to access those funds. So what we are telling them is that we do agree that you want to cover all these PR gimmicks. It's good. You have this good records in first year, second year. But the reality on grounds is that government is the largest expender in every economy. Until government decides to spend in an economy, the economic growth on paper will be based on this gold we are seeing today. Beyond that, unemployment will keep rising, which we've already, as the Ghana Planning Development Commission had already indicated, right, that the problem is that our macroeconomic stability and growth does not reflect in unemployment and job creation. So this is a very major concern that we want to put across, that let's put away the PR gimmicks, the whitewashing of the issues to suit a certain narrative. Because the narrative down there this morning is the Ghanaian man living it. The Ghanaian out there this morning, listening to us, living the experience of it. If you ask the person that tomato today in Medina market, 20 cedi, they'll give you 2 pieces. So that's the reality he's living down there. What are you going to do to try to minimize that kind of economic hardship? That's what we are looking for. We want practical solutions. Enough of the announcement. Announcement with no actions will not resolve the problems of this country. That is what we are telling this government. That we do agree that, yes, you are good at all these announcements, Ato is forcing, and Mahama third term and everything. We agree. But the reality is that the Ghanaian out there this morning, my brother, are expecting solutions from you. Enough of the blame games. Stop blaming the previous administration that we are paying 30 billion in DDEP. Just to create that narrative that when we call you, that why you're not giving us...
But those are monies that have to be paid.
When we call you, these are risks. See, let's agree that every government inherits assets and liability from previous administration. Let's not run away from that. We did inherit similar liabilities from them in the past. So that should not be a justification for not performing. So if I ask you...
So for you, they haven't performed?
Why is the performance?
No, the reason I'm coming that is you say... being current on payment on debt obligation should not be a justification for not performing. And so I ask a question, are you saying there's been non-performance in the handling of the economy?
The figures on paper looks good. The figures on paper looks good. But the reality on grounds speaks differently. That's the reality. So you can talk about all the figures. Just like I said, the doctor who said these figures are what political grandstanding. So they have political grandstanding.
I've checked through a champion. He
said it on TV. I can get you the video. No, maybe not yesterday. But he had made similar statement like that.
No, okay. So you are referring to comments made in the past.
Made by him.
Okay, because if you say he said,
you're trying to find out whether he said it yesterday.
Yes, I was. I've been on the social media handle this morning already.
Sorry. So let me say, comment made by him in the past. That figures like this are political grandstanding. Is that how you want me to put it, Doc? Are you okay that way? Now let me proceed. So the reality is that, my brother, the issues down there do not ensure or does not reflect what they are telling us, the story they are telling us. The story and the reality, it's two separate issues. Right. And the Ghanaian living it this morning will bear to the fact that tomato this morning in Medina market, 20 Ghana cedi, you are giving 2 pieces. Ginger, just a piece of it is 10 Ghana cedis. So these are the questions they want to see. What investment are you doing in agriculture to ensure that this cost of agri products comes down? Agri minister is saying you are not giving him money. You are saying they're giving him money. And these arguments are not helping this administration.
They said that matter has been resolved.
And yesterday it came up again.
It didn't come up. It was the minority who had raised it. I was in Parliament.
We're not raising it too. I will get you the statement.
I was in Parliament yesterday.
Yes.
Right? And so that didn't come up. And in preparing for today, I've listened to the minister on another platform. Explain.
The agri minister?
No, the finance minister. Explain what the situation was.
Then.
Right? And so, at least from what he says, there's no conflict as to money release, money not.
Then we expect him to release enough money to the agri ministry. Let's try and ensure that, because you see, food is important. To control any nation, you have to control them through their food, right? So if food is expensive today on the market, the condition of life in Ghana becomes very expensive.
Right.
So this is the reality. So, Doc, I agree with you with all the figures you want to tell me. Inflation is this, exchange rate is this, microeconomics is this. We agree.
I'm seeking to make the point before you come in.
No, mom, you need microeconomics, you need tomatoes, you need ginger, you need boarding.
You know, you politicians are very interesting beings. Some 2 years ago, you would have gone to the street with these numbers, but today you are saying...
No, the street is responding differently to what the figures are saying.
And the streets were saying the same things some 2 years ago, you know, but today the positions have changed, and so, I mean, it's all fair. Doc, that's the narrative, right? That the suggestion is that your very wonderful economic numbers are not translating into the direct pockets of the ordinary Ghanaian. your policies, yes, economic headline numbers, but we're not seeing enough in terms of job creation, the growth resulting in jobs, amongst other things, for the ordinary Ghanaian. How does the NDC respond after the media budget review, which you describe as outstanding?
Thank you, Mawuena. You see, the minister really came to explain to us how he has handled the economy and how Ghanaians are benefiting from it. He gave us figures which everybody accepts, including the NPP, that the macroeconomic figures are good. But they think that it is not reflecting in the pockets of the people. That is their problem. The other issue is that they mention figures that some ministers are not comfortable with. And I think you yourself, you were there, and everybody heard the minister very well. He said we have done nothing. And as a result of that, people are not feeling the benefit of what we have done. But let me tell you, to save 15 billion to pay for a debt that you created, that 15 billion he's talking of could have been used for the capital expenditure he's talking of. Meanwhile, he's saying DDEP did us good. It did us good, but it's depriving us of an investment today because of the mismanagement you created in this country, to an extent that you have to take our poor pensioners' monies to save this country. Some of them died of heart attacks. Some of them couldn't even buy their medications and the rest. If you want to really know whether the country's economy is good or not, you ask of the confidence of consumers and business people. How are consumers feeling it? Do we see price changes in produce and services in Ghana every week? Because prices are now stable. They are better stable than before. So whatever amount you have, you want to calculate your expenditure in the month, you can program yourself. Previously, you couldn't do that. You go today to buy a tin of tomatoes, and next week you're going to buy the same tomatoes, and the price will change. It means that the value of your salary is maintained. Previously, it wasn't like that. Importers and businessmen, when you're going to import items, because of the reduce in the exchange rate, or the stability of the exchange rate, you are able to plan, you are able to import and keep your prices stable. Besides that, when you want to go and borrow loan for your business, the interest is stable and is low, so you make more benefit from the loan you go to pick. So business people are comfortable with the stability in the interest rate. Consumers are comfortable with the stability in the in the inflation rate. Besides that, if you want to check the general tempo of Ghanaians, it is not a time that you hear much about mismanagement. What we're hearing is that you are not spending. Mawuena, if you have a company, they hand over a company to you that has serious financial crisis, what is the first thing you do? You assess to see where you can build and come up. The most important thing that we identified when we were opposition is that we were spending carelessly and recklessly. And we're borrowing carelessly and recklessly and spending it recklessly. The best thing to do is to spend in areas that would provide more income and more taxes. That is where this government is pushing our money into. And you can see what we did previously, even before we left government, where we invested our monies. Atuabo Gas, Tema Port, Accra International Airport, several important ventures area. Temaport, I've mentioned it. Rich Hospital, Greater the Legon Medical School. All these things were capital investments that can generate money to pay for themselves. Now we have come back to power, and we say we are not going to invest in things that would not cause us to gain any benefit from it. One, the ministers has ensured that he put in place mechanisms that no CEO or no board or no entity can just get up and say, I'm giving a contract to this person without recourse as to whether you have money or you don't have money. So we are controlling what we call the expenditure. We have to have the money available, projected money available, before we commit ourselves into spending. That will cause the country to reduce the debt that we have, because if you give out contracts so much and we owe people, we have to pay a lot. And this brings me to one important thing, that is about the way we've been able to reduce our debt to about 45% to GDP. Do you know what is meant by that? The more we owe people, we owe the external investors, the more we owe Ghanaians, the more interest we need to pay monthly for that. So if you owe somebody 20 billion, the interest you pay for a 20 billion is that the same thing as paying an interest for 10 billion. So what has the government done? Paying most of the debts to take us out of the what? The chunk status in which we were. And as a result of that, now we have been classified to be a stable, our debt has been classified to be stable and can withstand shocks. Meaning that previously, we couldn't withstand shocks, we could collapse at any time. Now, paying most of the debts that we'll be able to pay has freed us the space and has upgraded us in a way that external investors now have confidence in the country and are willing and have now even opened the gate for us to go to the international market to borrow, something we could not do. So one important factor of a good manager of an economy is to ensure that your debts are well controlled so that you don't have too much interest to pay on loans. That money would have been, that money that can be used to invest in something else would have gone to pay for loans if we haven't reduced interest for loans, if we hadn't reduced the debt that we owe to people. So to me, don't say that we've not done anything. We've done prudently well by reducing the debt we owe to investors, by ensuring that at least we are able to generate more money and invest it prudently. Has the government not promised to set up agri mechanized centers? And has even devoted money, which you are complaining that there's discrepancy. The government is investing 550 million into what? Into agri mechanized centers, which my constituency is going to benefit from it. In that way, we are able to produce the food that you say is not there to serve this country. You are complaining that food is expensive. The same time, in the same vein, you are complaining that farmers have a glut in their houses and they can't sell. The reason why food items are expensive is that people want to eat polished rice, they want to eat Taiwan tomatoes. Ghanaians are producing tomatoes now. The minister has ensured that he got a very good breed of tomatoes into Ghana, and very soon you see the glut of tomatoes in this country. Poultry is producing so much that eggs are now being exported to Burkina Faso.
Which of the poultry? Eggs are being exported to Burkina Faso. Now,
which of the poultry?
There's a glut.
There's a glut in eggs that is being exported. How much is an egg now? Price of eggs have gone down.
It's being sold for 5 cedis.
5 cedis, so this morning.
Prices of eggs have gone down.
3, 4, 5, 10
Even
cedis
national service personnel are producing eggs and selling them. Eggs are available. You see, one issue we have in this country.
Because I mean, they're still selling for 5 cedis.
The problem we have in this country is our retailers. It's our retailers.
No.
Hasn't the interest rate gone down and exchange rate gone down? Have you seen any price reduction?
That's artificial exchange rate, so...
It's not an artificial exchange rate. It's not artificial. That is the real exchange. Even if you want to check the growth in this country, they say our growth is not as a result of what? Inflation. It's as a result of output. Economists have said it. Our growth now in Ghana is as a result of output, not as a result of inflation.
Which output?
Which of the outputs?
Output in production.
No,
Output is services.
No.
Gold is it not a product?
You export gold and you make money, and
if you knew that Wontumi could mine very well, why didn't you
export gold?
Wontumi could mine very well.
Gold.
Why didn't you export the gold?
Between your goods.
So please, allow me to talk. You
are
respectfully,
sir.
You want to ask me?
No, right. Proceed.
You see, economists have stated, and I'll repeat it, that our growth now to 6 point something is a result of production. It's not as a result of inflation.
That growth is what has been said that it doesn't translate directly to jobs. And so we're seeing growth in areas which don't directly create jobs for young people.
Right.
And so, yes, the Ghanaian economy is growing. There is growth in oil sector has been on a decline for some time.
Yes, we'll take it out.
And so growth in gold and some of the other extractives, right? But for oil sector, those are not creating new jobs. It's just investments which are coming through and the likes. That's not creating jobs. And the argument is that the growth should correspond with job creation. That will begin to make people feel it a bit more in their pockets.
Mawuena, you don't rush when you are stabilizing the economy. You don't rush to employ people and create redundancies.
I like this.
Please. If I have a company that has been so degraded and I pick it up to mold it up, I don't rush to employ people recklessly into places that would only cause consumption and siphoning of that little money. I would rather create a stable environment to allow growth. The economy has become stable that business people can now grow. The businesses can now grow. You don't rush to put money and just employing people. The environment has been created for private business. The private businessman to expand. That's why inflation has gone down. That's why the interest rate has gone down. For them to be able to access funds to grow into. So to me, whilst you are stabilizing the economy, you can't rush to say you are taking 1,000 people for jobs. Jobs are being created. At least people are being recruited to services. That is for the government side. But for the private sector, if you don't create an enabling environment for the private sector to come in, definitely they are not going to employ people for you. And that is what government is making to stabilize, to create the enabling environment for them. When we start the agri mechanized centers, people are going to be employed. Let them start procuring the equipment and start expanding. The roads that we are constructing, are they not going to employ people? They are employing people. And that is serious investment. The Accra-Kumasi highway that they are going to construct, is it not going to employ people? Definitely it's going to employ people. The new gas plant that they are going to construct and establish, is it not going to employ people? The palm oil plantations that they are planned to establish, is it not going to employ people? Atuforsen, first of all, ensured that he made the economy stable, and he has brought it to a stability that he wants to sustain it. Now he's now going to push money into the projects and policies that we think that can absorb people, and that definitely would absorb people. So don't be rushing that we should employ to work where. Just like they are making complaints about comparing the building of markets to building of schools, of building of hospitals. You see, what is his name? The minority leader made a comment, which I think that I've always told them that building hospitals is not like building market, and the two are entirely different. If you have money and you go and build so many hospitals, you need the right human resource to man those facilities. Do we have the right human resource, the number adequate to even manage our current hospitals? You go and build 110 hospitals in the country when you don't even have staff to manage the current hospitals. What did this government do? Yes, you have done something. We'll continue with 35 of them. Money has been allocated for the 35 to be completed. This is in resonance with the number of staff we think we have now, whilst we train staff before we continue building more hospitals. But for markets, I'm telling you, you get people trading everywhere. And if you have markets, you can get taxes. And if you have taxes, that is where the economy will grow. So many district assemblies don't have right markets to be able to get taxes even internally generated funds to run because people sell everywhere. But if you are able to concentrate them at a place that you can tax them, the local assemblies can raise funds to be able to run the assemblies very well. So don't make those comparisons that why are you not completing hospitals, 110 hospitals, and you are rushing to build markets? Because you have people ready to run the markets, but you don't have people ready to run the hospitals. I am a medical doctor and I'm a health administrator, and I can tell you we have only 14,000 doctors in this country. Woefully inadequate for this country. What we need to do is to expand our medical schools, which this government is doing. Bolga is going to become a teaching hospital. Wa is becoming a teaching hospital. Sunyane is a teaching hospital. And we are expanding the numbers of those who can go to medical school for training to come and run our hospitals. We don't run to build hospitals when you don't have the needed human resource. That was a miscalculation policy your government did by starting to build so many hospitals. I am not saying that we don't deserve hospitals, but we have to build the hospitals to commiserate with the numbers of people who can run the hospitals, or else they become what? Redundant, and they become white elephants. So to me, the economy has actually been stabilized. Let's now see how government can maintain it so that in the nearest future, in the next budget, we now see a good push into developing, into employment, into expanding production, so that this country can really make good benefit of the stability that Atuforsen and the government has brought us so far.
Absolutely. I must say that Ebo Bachman is joining us as well this morning. He's Deputy Communications Director of the United Party. I'm just going to pick his thoughts as well on the budget, and then I'll come back for final words on the budget, and then we make progress. Ebo, we had the Finance Minister yesterday. Criticism is that this is not reflecting in the lives of the ordinary Ghanaian. These nice headline numbers that we're seeing. Is that a sentiment you share? That look, as much as these numbers may look good, the expectation is that it should translate a bit more, because ginger, a small piece now is 5 cedis amongst other things.
Yeah, 1.5 years after taking over a troubled economy, I was not really expecting much. I mean, to be honest with you, because when you have taken over a troubled economy, the most important thing to do is to stabilize that economy. I mean, that one, nobody can argue about it, because you can't move from instability to expansion. No. You can't do that. What you can do is to stabilize the situation. Then, even after stabilizing the situation, it's always been my worry that we rush into expansion without protecting the stabilization. So that has been the problem. That's why we've gone to the IMF 17 times, because we manage the economy politically. We want to manage the economy to satisfy the voter. We want to manage the economy in response to what the opposition is saying. And so because of that, we rush to do a lot of things, and we end up going back to the IMF. So, but what I told yesterday from Dr. Atuforsen was very fantastic, to be honest with you. I saw what I've always been yearning for, that there should be protection of the economy, the stability of the economy. And if you look at the things I've said, if you want to protect any economy or preserve or sustain any economy, there are things you need to do. First, you have to lift or reduce debt pressure. Debt put pressure on an economy. And if you look at, if you listen to him yesterday, how he's been able to manage our debt situation is fantastic. The fact that he has even started putting money in the sinking fund for GDP payment 2027-2028 is also another fantastic decision by the finance minister. Apart from reducing the debt pressure on the economy, the next thing you need to do also reduce or protect the economy from corruption. Expenditure leakages. So the establishment of Value for Money Office, the Fiscal Council, and also commitment authorization. These are the things we need to do. And we're not doing them to protect the economy from reckless expenditure, leakages. Corruption. Normally, have you noticed that normally when we're discussing the economy, we don't mention corruption? But the major problem of Ghana's economy has been corruption. So if you have a minister who is disciplined, who wants to ensure value for money, who wants to make sure that before you commit the government to any expenditure, come for authorization. Fantastic decision. And another one that we need to do, which also I saw, even though I think I was not fully satisfied, but I saw the effort was building buffers or buffer around the economy to make it resilient, to make it robust, to make it capable of withstanding external shocks. Because you just came from an instability situation. Protect the stability. Are you getting it? You just stabilize the economy. Protect it before you launch out to expand the economy. And that is what I saw. That is why our import cover is now about five months.
5 months. It's 5 point something.
We need to do more. So let's look at the forex buffer. Let's look at fuel buffer. Fuel buffer. How do we store fuel to the point that if there's instability or if there are external shocks, we can still survive as a nation without increasing our fuel prices? Strategic reserves we need to have as a people. And I'm saying that, you see, one thing about global crude oil prices is that there are certain prices below which they will never fall. So there's a minimum price. If they get there, they will not go down no matter what. So at that point is when you begin to store as a nation. Strategic. As a national security issue. Store enough so that when prices go up, you can still survive on what you have stored for a long time. So that is another thing that we need to do. That one, I will plead with the minister, with the government, to consciously do that to protect the economy from external shocks. Then another one, food. My brother, what kills us in this country in terms of cost of living? Food. In the Bible, when Joseph went to Egypt, of all the dreams in this world, do you know the dream God gave?
The famine.
Yes, the famine dream. Store enough because famine is ahead of you.
But after a year and 6 months, government interventions in agriculture should begin to yield some fruits. We've seen one planting season already. There's another. We should be seeing enough in terms of food production.
I think last year, food production was good.
Good, very good.
We had gluts. People were complaining. Last year was good. This year, I'm told the farming season has just started. That's what I'm told. The point I'm making is that buffer stock. We don't want anybody to go and sit there and do whatever. Are you getting it? We want somebody who will go and set buffer stock and make sure that
it's buffer.
It's buffer. We are buffering. Are you getting the point? So these are the things I want the government to do. In addition to what I saw yesterday, fantastic Atuforsen. Quintessential Atuforsen. The way he has handled the economy. Even the opposition could not but to agree with him that Ato, you have done so well. Except that they didn't want to say it because of politics. But Ato, so far, Ato is really forcing. Let's accept it. But what to do from now is, for me, what is important. I've told you, you don't rush into expansion.
Right.
But at the same time, you also don't leave it like that. So the government has created an enabling environment for the private sector. The private sector, the environment is better than what it used to be. It used to be an environment full of, it was a toxic environment. So inflation was up there, interest rate was over 30%, the cedi was wobbling. Now, all these indicators are doing better now. Today you can go to the bank and take interest rate at 15-16%. That is huge in terms of cost of capital. So the government has done something. It still wouldn't make our producers competitive. Let me say this, because if you look at what is happening in other African countries, they are enjoying single-digit interest rate. But it is better than when MPP was in power. That one, it has to be said. So the private sector would also have to take advantage. But I'm told that the banks are giving the money to the traders because they know they can easily get the money back. They are not giving to the producers because they think it's going to take a long time. My point is that the government must sit down with the banks. These days, the banks have been making profit. As a policy, the government must sit down with the banks so that 5% of their profit can be given to specific producers in this country for export and import, substitution. So that, yes, we are selecting maybe 100 producers who produce different products for export. Give the loan to them at 5% or 6%. Government can do that.
Right.
As a matter of policy, Bank of Ghana can, and the finance minister can together sit with the banks. NIB, for example, MPP nearly, not MPP, Kenofrata nearly collapsed because they had the intention to buy it. But
they had the intention to buy the bank.
I don't have evidence. I don't have evidence.
So why would Ken want to collapse NIB? By depriving them of resources, NIB nearly collapsed. And the Kenofrata, why did they do that?
Some of this business.
So, but the point is that Dr. Suscitated NIB. Look, you can sit down with them and ask them 5% of your profit should be given to specific producers in this country at interest rate of 5% or 6% or below 10%, and it will help to boost production in this country, in agriculture and also in industry. So I think so far so good, but we still have a long way to go. So far, so actually, Atufosin has not run away. He's still in town.
Fad, quick rebuttals in 2 minutes, and then we can switch lanes to another matter.
I still want to dwell on the living condition of the Ghanaian people. Doctor made an impression that it is because of the Ghanaian people wanting a certain product from some location. That's what Doctor said, right? Today, it is much cheaper to import into this country than to produce. Do you know that? Today.
Yes,
it is much cheaper.
Cost of production is high.
So importation does not even increase cost of living in Ghana today.
It does.
Respectfully, Doc, let me proceed. So what we are trying to say is that all these figures looks good on paper. But when you go down there, the Ghanaian young man who you promised 133 is not seeing it. The Ghanaian young man who this morning has taken time off his busy schedule to listen to this show is expecting you to tell him that there's a job coming. But if you tell him that we are in a condition we cannot employ and the previous administration was bad, the previous administration in its worst form was able to pay cocoa farmers in this country. Never in the history of this country did we wake up one day.
30%.
Oh, please, respectfully.
30%.
Never in the history of this country.
70%.
Never in the history. Oh, don't. We allow you to make your point, but don't be uncomfortable with others.
No, I'm not.
Never in the history of this country have we witnessed cocoa farmers, our cocoa farmers, who through their sweat, our economy grows. Never in the history of this country has there been that a cocoa farmer, after giving their beans to government for 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, they've not been paid. And today, you sit here proudly, tell me that this economy, which is only good on paper, is better than the previous economy. That's the same. Today, nurses has worked for 13 good months. You are aware, dog. They've not been paid. For the first time, we had University of Ghana lecturers complaining that they've not been paid. For the first time. Yet you sit here and want to create the impression that all looks good on paper. We hear you. Keep deceiving yourselves and your followers that it looks good on paper, inflation is single digit. If inflation is single digit, the young man who goes to the market with his income that you claim that you've protected, that you claim there's a value because there is no frequent changes in prices, that's what you said, that you are pushing forward this morning. The young man with that same money goes to market with all your inflation you've made mention this morning, is still struggling to buy 100 Ghana cedi tomato to go and prepare his stew for the week because 100 Ghana cedi tomato will be given 5 pieces. That is the conditions on the ground. And these are the lived experience of the Ghanaian people. So respectfully, if we cannot assure them that this is what is coming, we should not insult them in their pain, dog. We should not do that. Respectfully. Right. If we keep doing this, and just like you said, we are politicians. When the shoes is on the other foot, you hear these figures. Like you see the way he went ahead with his figures, beautifully done. But the reality is that we agree
that you inherited an economy with liabilities and assets. Just like we inherited an economy with liabilities and assets in 2016 from John Dramani Mahama. We inherited similar things. We paid legacy debts. We paid debt that were huge when we took over in 2017. We never complained. So stop the complaints and get the job done. Thank you very much, Mawuena.
Right, Doc, quick rebuttals, and then we'll switch.
In fact, what I would like to say is that Atufosun has done well, the government has done well. We've been disciplined, and we have invested strategically. Atufosun is trying to ensure that taxes are really collected. Remember, he said that there are people who take VAT money and they don't give it to government. He's coming out with the software, with the program to ensure that all monies collected for government are lodged into the government coffers to increase the income for government. He's also said that they are going to work very hard to ensure that any let me say, money that we want to spend would be assessed to see whether it really has value for money. That would ensure that the little we have, we're not a prosperous, a very rich country. So we have to ensure that any money that we want to invest really has value for it. Let me go back to the buffer stock issue he's talking about. I remember even in Parliament, NPP MPs are calling on government to come to their constituency and buy grains that are in excess. They are calling. So in this case, will you say they are great minister? It's not working hard. How did they get that productivity done? It is because of the way this time we have fertilizer not going out and carried by donkeys to cross Togo and Burkina Faso. Under some regimes, some people's fertilizer were going out and with donkeys were carrying fertilizer.
Do you know why they are not buying their products up there?
Can you stop interrupting me? What I would advise,
you know why they are not
and
buying?
What I would advise and support my minister is that we spread the tax network, because many business people are complaining that the very people paying the taxes are the very people who are bedding all the time. Property rates, we should ensure that we collect property rates. I will advise my minister to ensure that we collect property rates. We should spread the tax network in a way that everybody should be paying tax in this country. I'll give you one example about somebody. I went to buy a product in a shop, and it's written there that collect VAT receipt. I asked them for a VAT receipt. They say here, they can't give me VAT receipt because I didn't ask for it early. Because they had already given me this other receipt, they can't give me another receipt. I went to GRA to report the company and ask them to report to me what they have done to the company up to today. It means that we are actually sleeping on getting taxes for the government. So I would, as a business person, I would call on the government, my government, to really look at how we can distribute the tax, we can spread the tax network so that many people will pay in taxes, so that property rate alone, somebody calculated that we can make almost 20-something billion in a year if we really want to be serious with property rate. And that can help us. But Ghanaians, we have one thing, we don't like to pay taxes. And I don't blame them, because we pay the taxes and governments don't use it for what it is meant for. But this government has come to ensure that whatever we take from you, we deploy it into what we promised that we're going to use it for. We are putting Get Fund money into education. We are putting National Health Insurance money into health. We are going to put Road Fund money into roads. So if government is coming to tax you, please pay the taxes. Other countries, people pay taxes and see it being used. This government is going to use your money for what it is meant for. So if we are coming with any tax, even though there's no new tax being introduced now, it's not true. Please, let's pay it and ensure that the government would use that money to grow the economy so that we can all benefit from it.
Absolutely.
At least one thing I can be sure is that Atufosun will not use our money to build the National Cathedral.
Some of these statements are very reckless.
97, my brother, $97 million.
Some of these
dollars. You think it's a small money? $97 million.
Allow
$97 million.
Some of these statements
to create a hole
are so reckless.
To create a hole.
You sit here and make business allegations.
They got tell him he needed a place to sleep.
These are business allegations, and do not allow it to go.
Do not
allow it to go. These are business allegations. Statement you make here, you cannot substantiate. What is all these statements?
No.
You sit here and make references that are relevant to this.
Let's calm down.
$97 million.
Control him the way he talks.
Taxpayers' money.
It's becoming very
What cities? I'm not talking about cities. $97 million
where are the
of taxpayers' money was used.
Where are the figures?
To create that big hole there. And you say we shouldn't say it.
Show me the figures. Where is the figure? Show us the figure of that exemption.
A few of you have been sharing your thoughts with
me.
Then you see, it's not. Doc was talking about. Doc was talking about issue of revenue. Fantastic. You need to expand
revenue generated fraud. If you don't know, don't talk about it. Why are you talking about?
We need to do more, but also look at the expenditure.
There's fall in revenue generation.
The way Ato is managing the expenditure side of the economy has been fantastic. Let's all admit it. People say he's not spending. Yesterday, he told the whole Ghana that he's spending.
Where?
But he's spending prudently. He's not using 4 billion for NAPCO. Useless policy like that. A policy that gives only temporary employment for 1 year, then go and sit home. Every month I'll give you 700 Ghana. 1 year, go and sit home. And you spend over 4 billion Ghana cedis on that. When that money could have been used to create jobs. Can you imagine if the money has been given to even producers at interest rate of 5%? Do you think what people would have gotten permanent jobs to do? That's what I'm saying, that it's not just about revenue. You look at, it's also about how you spend what comes in. And I'm saying that Ato Forson is being prudent. That's why people have been complaining. But it's good because, as I said earlier, when you have just come out of economic situation like MPP handed to this government, you don't rush. You stabilize, then you protect what you have stabilized before you launch out to expand the economy. And that is exactly what is being done.
Fair enough. A number of you have sent comments. This one from Kekuju says, Mawuena, as we celebrate the success of the fiscal discipline, let's not forget that the most recent Auditor General's report indicates that the discipline touted is still not sufficient if we have corrupt leakages. Safiamo says a lengthy one, which she sends. Says if government spending means Exim Bank giving wound to me billions so without paying, then I prefer we don't spend. So the crux of the message is that the NPP should give Ghanaians a break. Is the argument he makes. I'm on Facebook as well. A number of you have been sharing thoughts from there as well. Let me see. Noah the Ark Builder says so he's giving shouts to NPP. Is it NPP? Syria?
3FM
to Mr. Nana K and to the Elephant family, mobile serial callers in Texas. He's giving them shouts, and then some of the messages I cannot read because people decide to degenerate everything into insults. We can share our opinions without insulting people. So let's do well to do that when we're sharing our thoughts, right? So this one, William Nyako says, good morning, Mawuena. It is unfortunate that Ghana has many highly educated economists who frequently share their insights and opinions whenever economic challenges arise. When these discussions are often extensive and thought-provoking, they rarely seem to translate into practical solutions or meaningful change. In my view, one of the greatest obstacles to Ghana's development is not a lack of knowledge or expertise, but rather our attitudes, political divisions, and tribal sentiment. Until we learn to prioritize national interests over personal, partisan, or ethnic loyalties, achieving sustainable and meaningful development will remain a significant challenge. That's William Nyako. Doctor is a sociologist. William Nyako sending that one in. So what? I'm going to rest on the budget and its conversations and move us along because on other fronts we know that an NDC ward or branch executive was picked up for insulting the NPP's flag bearer. And Dr. Baumia came out and said, please do not prosecute him in my name. I am not interested in a prosecution for a speech of that manner, and to allow him be justified, particularly I'm around a time where the conversation or the suggestion is that persons are being picked up for what it is that they are saying. The NPP flag bearer says, don't prosecute anybody in my name because I've not lodged any formal complaint. Ebo?
That's quite interesting, right? But so let's look at a bigger picture. let's look at a bigger picture. There's always a bigger picture. The kind of indiscipline that is, making its way into our politics is quite disturbing. Growing up as a young politician, we didn't experience this kind of politics where people think insulting elderly people, even the sitting president or former president, insulting, using unprintable words that cannot be used on your station this morning, is something that you need to do to be known or to be accepted in your political party, especially when after such incidents have happened, they get special hugs. Elderly, some of their party elderly people give them a special hug on camera as a way of telling you that you've done well. It's becoming unbecoming. And I'm one person who believes in discipline. And I've always said that I wish I were a lawyer. I wish I were a judge. Like those people who have been doing that, when you come before me, and the law says I should give you, the maximum is 10 and the minimum is 5 or 2, I always give you maximum. Because we need to discourage that in our body politic. It is not something, you see, we are all brought up from a home.
92.7.
When my mom was, bringing me up, certain values were inculcated in me. Certain principles were inculcated in me. And so, to publicly and openly use certain words, like these young ladies and young men have been using against political opponents, it is alien to me. I really don't get it. It's quite unfortunate. And so, for Dr. Bawumia to say action should not be taken in his name, I don't know whether if somebody steals for example, somebody steals my phone and the police arrest the person, even though the person is a criminal, I can say, or is deemed to be criminal, I can say, no, police, leave him to go, so that he can continue to go and steal other people's phone. Well, I don't know whether that is what should be done. Or if somebody has done something against the state, crime is committed against the state, even though it is committed against an individual. That is why when somebody steals your phone and you report to the police, it is not your case against the person, it's the state against the person. And so I think Dr. Bawumia, yes, I know Dr. Bawumia would always want to do things, he likes those kind of things, He would always want to do things just to, go and
do
walk.
things.
You go to, he always want to be in the news. He will go and walk some few areas, and when there's flood or this one, he knows.
He knows the conversation
has been that. So all those who have been insulting the president and they have been picked up.
Wait, so what you're saying? He's trying to score political points with this. Is that the argument you're making?
That is exactly what I wanted to say. So if you have said it, that is okay for me.
No, I'm asking because you're saying he's.
Dr. Bawumia, and Dr. Bawumia, we all know.
But that's not entirely fair to him because he believes
this is politics. This is politics. This is nothing but politics.
Over such claims.
This is nothing but politics.
And that is fair enough for someone like that.
And the MPP, a lot of people were arrested. Dr. Bawumia didn't say anything. A lot of people were arrested, and the MPP, he didn't say anything. He didn't say they should be left to go scot-free. So this time, because of the conversation has been that people are calling the president.
Maybe at that time he couldn't come out to say it. Now he can.
He can. Why?
They're saying it's only a fool doesn't change their mind, right? No, I'm just saying something that if today he believes it's wrong, he has every right to say it's wrong.
But I think such behaviors should be punished. We shouldn't let people go scot-free because of politics.
Because they've insulted someone?
I mean, if the law says, no, is it within the law? What the action of the police, was it within the law, confines of the law? If it's within the confines of the law, then so be it. If by using certain words against people, the law frowns upon it, and it's something deemed criminal or punishable, let's punish. Let's punish, because that's the only way. You see, even in America,
Right.
Even America.
I've seen that. Someone was prosecuted for threatening the president and all of that. So fair enough. Fad,
let's look at a bigger picture.
Your flag bearer says he's a believer in free speech. The NDC branch organizer should be let go. He's not interested in any prosecution in the state.
Before I even go there, I think it's important I say this, and I have to say it with no fear of anything. And the truth is that I find it very difficult to accept some of the things my brother Ebo says. And though I'm not surprised entirely that he's making some of this assertion, because what do you expect somebody who feeds on the leftovers of government communication machineries? What do you expect somebody to come and say on a platform, feeds on the leftover from government communication? And for every respectfully, let me proceed on this matter. Let me proceed. I'm going to make this statement.
I can feed you. I can feed you every day.
Somebody,
respectfully, I cannot allow you
on the leftover of government communication. Sits here, question the person.
Fad, your microphone is off. Fad.
The person of the no. See how you went with it. Such recklessness.
No, Fad, relax. Your microphone is off for now. What I am saying is that when he was speaking in relation to Dr. Bami, I intervened and I said he cannot say that. He cannot say that. He cannot say that. And I'm saying no. I'm making the point. Relax. That you should not attack your fellow colleague on the panel. You have to retract and no to say that he's feeding off. Fad. I'm going to pull up the fader again, and I'm just going to ask that let us not proceed on a tangent of directly attacking our colleagues on the platform. No. I'm just
person on the platform and try to make ridicule of his personality. That is okay. No. And if I put it to him that he is feeding on government leftovers, and as a result of that, he comes on platforms and start to make this noise, thinking that he's making some statement. So now can I proceed?
Let us.
Can I proceed?
Some of the things.
Can I proceed?
I will let you proceed, but I'm just saying that.
I don't care. I don't have to know who you are. I'm telling you the truth.
The tangent.
You can sit here and make those business statements and
the tangent you're seeking to proceed on. The tangent you're seeking to proceed on is not fair. You understand? Because no, Fad. Let's what I'm saying is that Ebo, please. What I'm saying is that let's not proceed on a tangent where we are attacking. If I don't intervene, then you can say that I've allowed him. I didn't allow him to go.
Who feeds on the leftover of the
I'm sorry, Fad. You cannot. I'm just saying that. Just take that back. I beg you.
What's the big deal?
I beg you.
Coming from somebody.
Don't repeat it.
Dog wouldn't make such statements.
Don't repeat it.
Dog here will never.
If I push you to
such statement about the personality.
Relax.
So if
I push you to what specific statement are you saying he made which ridiculed Dr. Bamia? For which reason you're wanting to attack his personality?
What did I say? He said, number one, I'm going to tell you that Dr. Mahmoud Bamia came out with this statement because of who he is. He just wants to go out there and just do a walk. That's what he was trying to say. No, relax. Oh,
okay,
relax.
I asked you to say there, what specifically he said, which is the basis for you to
go out there to engage in walks for what? He ended by saying what? For public what? Attention. As if Sebi, Dr. Mahmoud Bamia doesn't know what it means that after a flood in Accra, he goes out to sympathize with the Ghanaian people who were affected with floods. And to you make ridicule of that engagement. To you call that a public show? And he told me I don't have every right in my senses to tell him that statement is coming from him because he's overfeeding.
No, but that's not an insult.
That is ridicule of the people who are affected, number one, and the person who went to sympathize with them. Number two, you don't do that. You don't do that.
No, fine.
So I am.
One thing I do not agree or I don't allow is insult and
I have not insulted him. I have not insulted anybody on their
going
platform.
after people's personalities.
I have not insulted
That's
him.
why I intervened and I asked a specific question. You can't say that.
You lied.
You understand? That's why I said that. You can't say this is coming from someone who feeds off.
Is it not true?
It's
not true. Isn't it true that he is government communicator on your platform?
He's where is the evidence to suggest Ebu
isn't it true?
No,
that he's a government communicator.
No, when you say isn't it true?
You want me to provide the evidence?
Yes, provide me evidence.
Well, let's meet in court. I'll do that. Can I proceed on the
It's not about me. That's what I'm saying.
Can I proceed on the Bawumia's statement? Can I proceed on the Bawumia's statement?
That score by attacking him. So just take that back. I beg you. I beg you. Just take that back.
Humbly withdraw it.
So he feed on government communications machinery is what you don't want me to say. So let me say an opposition party who finds fit or who finds it right to attack his other opposition parties. Do you want me to take it that way?
No, if you said that, that's.
Do you want me to take it that way? Do you want me to take it that way? So an opposition party who attacks another opposition party. Do you want me to put it that way?
What I didn't want you to say is a tangent you were on. And I just want you to take that back so that we proceed. So just take that back and then we make progress.
I'm not surprised he decided to make.
Just take it back.
I'm going to take it back.
Just take it back. And then we make progress.
Ebo, who an opposition party who finds it right to attack another opposition party when issues like this come up. So I've taken that one out of the statement.
So just make progress for me briefly into it. We've spent a lot of because the comment you were making wasn't an insult. So just respond to.
I never insulted him. I told him the truth in his face. No, he didn't like it. So this is what I want to say. You see, we live in a country where hypocrisy has taken center stage of our political communications. See, what is happening currently? Dr. Mawuena is saying that I do not want to be an interest or a part of this persecution of people because you think, oh, they have attacked somebody. No. We've seen how you people in the past, in the opposition days, gave your platforms and encourage your people to go after people in this country to a point where we had a member of your party who claims today on his platform that he made President John Mahama president, went all out attacking a judge for a ruling he made in a corruption-related case. You remember that story? Where that court even gave a bench warrant for his arrest. And when you took over power, what did you do? You gave this person a VIP treatment, brought him down, went to court to quash that decision made by the High Court. This is how you try to encourage and embolden people to go out and attack people. And when today the foot is on the other side, there are a few of excesses from our party members, you go after them. Look at the lady they got jailed for a year. A lady was arrested within a day or two, before we could realize she's been put before a judge and she's been given 1 year jail term. And as to try to neutralize the attacks or the condemnation on government, you go after your own person, arrest one of your branch organizer, put him before court, and tell us that you are trying to equalize the situation. We don't want it. Dr. Bawumia do not want to be a part of this. The NDC government can decide to prosecute everybody in this country. This morning, they can pick all of us up. Prosecute all of us.
I'm not sure that's a subject.
Let me proceed. Mawuena, let me proceed. They can do it anyhow they want to go because they've benefited. If you want a political organization who in the past has benefited significantly from politics of insult and attacks, it's the NDC administration. It's a fact about it.
And you equally arrested persons during your time in the last 8 years.
Let's count them. Let's count.
No, whether
in the space of 8 years, let's count it. And in the space of 18 months. Let's count it.
A direct question can be asked. A direct question can be asked.
That's why it becomes scary.
If you also did not do same, which is why Victor Codjoe Daudu says that both parties use this to galvanize your party base.
If we want to do this and do the equalization, then we can also do the counting. Then we'll know the numbers. Let's do that.
All right.
If we want us to do the equalization, then let's do the counting. And I'll tell you that in the space of 18 months,
We've seen quite a number of arrests.
We've seen quite a number of arrests for people speaking up.
That's
and let me end on this. I'm not a lawyer. I've heard the lawyers, and I think one of the famous lawyers on their platform, I'm talking of the media general, is Martin Kpebu, who has constantly said that insulting the president is not an offense.
Martin Kpebu is not a member of the NDC.
I didn't say, oh please, I never said that. I said a member of a very famous face on their platforms.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Consistently says that insulting the president
is not an offense.
Absolutely.
So we should
never
not.
Been.
It has never been. So we should.
I need to pick.
Does not want to have anything to do with their
threatening the president.
What is threatening? You will come and sit here and when I say this, you keep going this. What is threatening?
Doc, you have the final word.
And from where he started, it is true that insulting the president is not an offense.
Yeah.
But insulting anybody at all in this world is morally unright. It's not correct. In our society,
Dr. Mawuena was not a human being.
In our society, even when I was a child, if you insult an elderly person, anybody sitting close could whip you. And that was the moral education and discipline they gave to us. I can say anything about Dr. Mawuena, but I wouldn't use words that are printable, that are not accepted by our culture, our moral upbringings, and in the rest. So to me, Martin Kwebu is right, but let's not encourage such things to happen. If somebody saw you in a market misbehaving when we were children, he could whip you and your father will even come and buy pito for him for disciplining you. That is how they brought us up. And that is how we must continue. And I think Mawuena also suffered the same thing when he was a child. He couldn't disrespect elders. He couldn't use unprintable words against elders. But he's not interested in this case. Doesn't mean that the person didn't do wrong. That is one thing. It doesn't mean they didn't do wrong. He's trying to show that he's somebody who can forgive. He's somebody who is very passionate about the lives of others. But you see, I appreciate him for that. And that's a very good lifestyle we want our leaders to adopt. To be forgiving, to be loving, to be caring, to be understanding, and to be compassionate with people. I would like him to be that magnanimous, to forgive all his opponents in his party and invite them to come and join him to do his campaign. Forgive forgive. When you were talking, I am very quiet. When you were talking, be tolerant.
Is there any fight in
Please
my
be
party?
tolerant. Be very tolerant.
He was quiet, so just allow him. We are about to wrap up.
But allow him when he drops information like this,
One.
as if we are fighting our party.
I'm going to mention 16 names.
As if we are fighting our party.
Under the MPP, who were arrested, detained for fighting for the right of Ghanaians, not even insulting. One, Caleb Kuda went to take pictures of cars that were parked and getting rotten, that Ghanaians, we use Ghanaian taxpayers' money to buy. He was beaten and detained.
3FM.
Captain Smart, for criticizing the government, was arrested several times, but Mawuena never uttered a word. Two, Oliver Baka, for standing firm for human rights and the rights of Ghanaians, was detained and molested, but Mawuena never said, let him go.
Which of the Oliver?
Ralph Williams.
Seriously, dog.
Reportedly arrested.
After blocking the 37 military hospital road. Is that what you're trying to justify this morning?
When you were talking, I was quiet. Can you keep quiet? Can you be disciplined?
Fad, I beg you.
You see?
With this list.
Fad, dog.
You get heart attack, go. You can get heart attack,
Who
go.
went to block the 37 military hospital
Be
road?
careful, you don't get heart attack, go.
I covered. No, Fad.
And it's like you are
In
entertaining
fact,
it.
on that 37
You are
protest,
entertaining it.
I covered it.
You're entertaining it. The recklessness that happened that day.
I beg you, let him proceed because.
Mawuena.
I beg you, let him round up for me. Doc, finish for me so that we can make.
Ahmed Swale, for investigating to know, for investigating corruption, ended his life. Mawuena never said anything to sympathize even with the family. Nicholas Moka, a Jimasa FM journalist, arrested and beaten by soldiers for filming the soldiers for misbehaving, for untoward behavior. But we never said anything. I can mention all of them. Salama to Mohammed, mother of four, arrested for wishing president to die. He was wishing the president to die, but Mawuena didn't sympathize with him, but he was arrested and detained. So we have a long list here of things that happened under Mawuena as the vice president.
That's equalization.
It's not equalization. No, I'm only trying to say that this time he has changed. I like the way he has changed. Things happened under him that he never complained. He never sought to sympathize with them. But now he has seen that what he did previously was not right. So now, because the person has insulted him, he thinks that no, they shouldn't do anything to him to prove to the world that
he, Dr. Mawuena, has been a changed person. And I'm really happy. I would wish all our leaders would change like this, so that when they are insulting anybody, MPP shouldn't see it to be a problem. But me, I won't advise anybody to insult. But if they are insulting anybody in MPP, don't see it to be a problem. But to me, my advice to the youth of Ghana is that please criticize anybody you want constructively. Constructively. But don't use unprintable words that your church has not taught you to do that. Your mosque has not taught you to do that. Our local family leaders have not taught you that culture. Let's be cultured in criticizing people, but let's not use unprintable words. If Mawuena wants to forgive the person and the law can take the person up, the prosecutors have the right to implementing the law. To me, that is what I will say about Mawuena. I thank him for changing and making sure that he has forgiven.
Thank you very much. That's Fad Osman. He's a member of the NPP's communications team.
I just want to admonish my brother. I just want to admonish you.
Oh no,
Politics, we don't do it.
As for this, we'll discuss it.
No, because the way you are behaving,
Dr. Thomas Anaba is member of Parliament for Garu, and Ebo Bakman is Deputy National Communications Director of the NPP. There's a message that came through from a colleague of mine. Let me see if I can get that. Matthias, let me see if I can get Matthias's comment. He says, "Good morning, Eric. Kindly say hi to all 2020